Hello everyone, welcome to IRC Season 8, Round 17. And of course it is Thursday night. Thursday's the new Friday, isn't it, as they say. And I'm looking forward to this one. Of course, we're here for the Russian Grand Prix. And I gotta say, we're coming to the twilight of the Season 8 of IRC, and I gotta say, the championship is still very much up for grabs. And I've gotta say too many times already, and I've only been on air for what, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, something like that. Anyway, enough waffling on, let's get on with it, shall we? Yes, so the Russian Grand Prix is coming at you quite, well, it's coming at you in very, well, basically it's coming at you now. 18 turns around this 3.6 mile circuit, and it's quite modern, this one is, because first back in at Formula 1 back in 2014. So basically since the hybrid era began, really, that's when this circuit debuts on. I gotta say, that's been the most interesting of Grand Prix, hasn't it? And I think Mercedes have basically dominated this race, haven't they, since the get-go back in 2014 as well. And in the championship stakes, and yes, we have got round 17, we got 18, 19, 20, 21 and 22 then. So about 6 more rounds to go in this championship, and the championship is going to go down to the wire, in my opinion, between Maxi and T. Sammy. Steve has had a great season, but he's starting to flounder slightly, isn't he? He's dropped down to third then. So at the moment, Maxi does lead the championship by 25 points, and very slim pickings at the moment, isn't it? From T. Sammy, the defending champion, in second. Steve, as we just mentioned there, dropping off slightly then, but he's only 46 points back, and Sprint having an absolutely stellar year in fourth position, and he is only 52 points back as well. So, yeah, I think that those guys are very much going to be in the running for the championship going down to the right, and hopefully Steve and Sprint can get themselves involved as well. That'd be great, wouldn't it? Roscoe, a brilliant last couple of races, I got to say there. He's moved up to 5th, with Matt in 6th position. Timmy has dropped down 2 positions. He's down in 7th. Fitzy in 8th position, Asdog in 9th, and Val having a very strong season in 10th position there. Rizzle Stakes is on a flyer at the moment, isn't he? He's now moved up to 13th position in the last couple of races. He has scored a 3 on the bounce, hasn't he? Lovely sum detail from Rizzle Six there, and he's now up to 13th position there in the championship on 11 points, and Mason down to 14th, Penny in 15th, 16th is Double, and then we've got Snap and PB 17th and 18th position as well. In the constructors standard is AlphaTauri, who are now 52 points in front of Alfa Romeo, who are now back in at 2nd position. Then with Ferrari dropping down to 3rd position. Then Ferrari 20 points behind Alfa Romeo. Now they have lost quite a substantial margin there. Can they get themselves back into it? Haas in 4th position. McLaren are in 5th. Red Bull 6th. Mercedes 7th. Renault 8th. Racing Point in 9th. And Williams still haven't got the mark in 10th position as well then. So it's all status quo after 4th downwards in the championship then as well. Of course, if you missed the Brazilian Grand Prix, unfortunately Maxi did a nil point, didn't he? So he needs to get himself back on the horse tonight, doesn't he? Joshua saying missed a good race last week. I did indeed there. I've also got Sprint saying evening, Sean. Hello, Sprint as well. Let me get me a bottle of Coke out the way, because I'm going to kick that over as I get way too excited for these events. Well, I say I'll get way too excited anyway, but we'll find out if that's going to be the case or not anyway. Right then, as you can see, we're loading up then. You can see there is the signature turn on Russia. It's turn 3, isn't it? And we had a big old shunt here, didn't we, back in well, I think not last season, the season before, didn't we, in Super, and I think Matt went on to win that race as well, didn't he? So let's see how this one plays out tonight as well then. And it's a great turn 3, it really is. That of course these cars they've got so much downforce, haven't they? They can take that circuit any which way they like, can't they? And you see there's turn 2 as well, the longest run, isn't it, from the lights out to the first braking point, which is actually turn 2. So you basically bypass turn 1, don't you, because it's more of a it's a kinky straight, isn't it? Gareth saying a good evening, Sean. Hello, Gareth, hope you're well tonight as well. I'm just adjusting my shirt, because I think that I've put on a cute few pounds around the love handles, because yeah, it's starting to rev up a bit. Well, we're about 10 seconds into this qualifying session, and Gaz has left the session already. Then he's already had enough of my commentary. Right then, and so as we're just about to get going, of course, it's quite an important day today, of course, because it's Men's Day, isn't it? I think it is. So it's a very so it's very up there, and of course, so yeah, it's a very a very important message indeed today, wasn't it? It's men's is it Men's Day or World's Mental Health Men's Day? I'm not sure. We was talking about it at work today actually, and I didn't even know about it, to be honest. So shame on me, goodness me. But I gotta say, I can't really say much of a man anyway. Well, definitely I haven't got the maturity of a man anyway, that's for sure. Fact. Eric Barnes is in the comments as well. Hey up lad, rain at the end of the race said, oh, I love a bit of rain. I love a bit of the wet stuff, and so this is going to get very, very good indeed then. Out of the pits, then we have one of the racing points. McLaren are also coming out as well. It is Mason C. And look at this, that is, he's demonstrating how long the pit exit is here. Goodness me, remember Hamilton got penalised there, didn't he, in the 2020 Russian Grand Prix for doing a practice start there, doing a practice start there, which basically shouldn't have been really, because of common sense and all that. Really, it's a very quick part of the circuit, isn't it? Shouldn't really be doing practice starts out there. But of course, we have to mention Lewis Hamilton, with 7-time world champion now. In terms of the stats and figures, he is now the GOAT, isn't he? Really, he's always been my GOAT. I got to say, I'm quite with Formula One. I'm very much an passionate English fan. Really, it doesn't matter what I do. I always support the British drivers. Of course, my favorite driver until Hamilton came into it was actually David Coulthard there, and I absolutely loved him. Unfortunately, I always remember all the bad points about David Coulthard, like where he had in a pole in Italian Grand Prix, where he spun off in the formation lap, and then also was off at the second chicane as well. Well, it was the third chicane back then, wasn't it? Because there was 2 chicanes right at the beginning of the Italian Grand Prix in '95, wasn't there? Also, where he crashed into the wall in Adelaide as well. That also hurts me. So I got to say, this is a very sad moment for me, isn't it? Really, I should get off David Coulthard, but yeah, get back onto Lewis Hamilton. What a performance! And I got to say, the race in Turkey, it was fantastic. That was his best performance and best race of the season in my opinion. Mason starts his lap as well, but yeah, hats off to Lewis Hamilton, officially the greatest driver of all time. It's very difficult to compare, isn't it? I know that Schumacher and Hamilton are quite close in terms of their eras and stuff, but even still, it's very difficult to compare, isn't it? But there is one thing that is similar, isn't it, about both those drivers having the getting the team to work around them is absolutely brilliant, isn't it? And only the greatest stars can do that. Similar with Fernando Alonso as well when he was with Renault. Gaz is back in the session. Good stuff indeed then. Hopefully Gaz can get in the car and get out there and get some lappage under his belt then. On board of Mason, he's coming into turn 4 then, and oh goodness me, there he's taking a bit of curb there, wasn't he? Sorry, I'm reaching my head there. As we're now into the turn, I think that was turn 7, I think it was. And and then we're now into the middle part of the circuit. And very much reminds me of Valencia. If anyone remembers the the European Grand Prix, I think it was between 2008 and 12. It was very similar to this, wasn't it? With concrete walls on either side, and we had a very kinky straight as well, didn't we? We did even go over a it was kind of like in a yacht yard kind of thing, wasn't it? Was it like the was it the America's Cup or something like that? I'm not really sure. I don't know much about boats, to be honest. I do float like a boat, but unfortunately I'm not going to win any boat race at all. It's Mason's back end there. It's getting very light there. Oh goodness me, that was getting very squirrely indeed there. As Gaz got a qualifying ban. Oh dear. Well, sorry about that, Gaz. Yeah, but so unfortunately then Gaz is not going to take part in qualifying, so I should really read the parish notices there. No, that's my fault indeed, and that's why I'm an appalling commentator. At least do my homework. Timmy comes across the line down to 32. He's I gotta say, this is the strongest season to date, I think, in IRC. Maybe he might be against that, but I think he's been brilliant this season, Timmy has, and really he's been fantastic in that McLaren. And McLaren and him have worked absolutely splendidly well together, haven't they? Just trying to find that Williams there. I think it's Josh there coming out. No, Josh is too quick for me. He's in second fast at the moment now. He's a second and a half behind Timmy at the moment as he flies past me. Turn 1, which is not really a turn, is it, to be honest? These cars could easily do it flat there. Here comes the championship leader Maxi then. Car 96 in the Ferrari, and let's see what his first time run is as well. Now, I've got to say, he's thrown the gauntlet down straight from the get-go. 9/10 of a second already. The Ferrari driver is in front of Timmy, and Timmy is no slouch either by any stretch of the imagination. That is pretty impressive, to say the least, there from Maxi. Goodness gracious me, then. That is going to be, I've got to say, that's definitely a big warning being thrown down there by the championship leader, isn't it? Let's see what T. Sammy could do, what Sprint could do, and also what Steve can do as well then. So we got Sprint now coming into turn 17, and 18 now then. Last quarter then, of course, the final part of this lap is very much like the 90 degree left, 90 degree right American street circuits, isn't it, really? So it's not really the most exciting end of the lap, is it, to be honest? Very technical indeed. There's a double then, we're on board then, there's I think double, I've just read in the chat that he had a late system update, double did then, so that was a bit unfortunate there from the Renault driver, but let's see what he did there, and I love that helmet there from double, it's a beautiful helmet, isn't it? And we're on board with him now then, of course, he's into turn 17, now into 18 as well. Let's see where double can put himself on the board, and he's the first of the Renaults to come through, and he is 6 fast Simone, he's 2 tenths of a second behind Josh then. I think Josh is going for a second bite of cherry, is he? He is indeed there, and he improves his time by 2 tenths of a second. That final sector was pretty mighty there from Josh. Impressive stuff indeed there from the Williams driver. Then can Williams get themselves off the mark in terms of points? That has to be their end now for the end of the season next. They haven't scored any points so far. Watching the Mercedes now of Fizzy then out of turn 16 now, going very wide there over the curb bridge as well into 17. And now into 18 as well, as someone just popped themselves up in the full position. That's Matt behind his teammate at the moment. Number whilst Fizzy goes a very impressive second position. Goodness me, he is on it like a car bonnet tonight. Good stuff indeed there from Fizzy, right in the mix there, and that's what I love to see. I do enjoy the more the merrier up at the front there. I do like when there's a good old battle royale. Here comes Asdog. Of course, Asdog has had a very tricky old season, hasn't he, in the Alfa Romeo. When the driver announcements were made, the driver draw was made. First team who I really picked to be Constructors Champions, or at least Constructors Favourites, was definitely Alfa Romeo of Asdog and T Sammy. Goodness me, that was a formidable team. At the moment, though, Asdog is just I think he's just trying to find his feet then with these cars. Perhaps he's had a lot of bad luck as well, but I think it's qualifying where he's got to where he's really got to nail it down, hasn't he? Because he's been in the mid pack, hasn't he? And I think that's where he's come a cropper a couple of times. He's third fast at the moment there, another good time indeed. Then there's a lot of good times there coming out of the bank straight away. Then Steve is in the middle part of the lap as well. We've got Doubles gone for a second timed run as well. He's now in 7th position, got past Josh by 2 tenths of a second. Good time there from Double. Mason, lovely shot there from Mason as we just watching over their head as well. And just going back to Rizzle Sticks, but I think Steve is further around the track. Indeed he is, and there's 2 DRS zones around this circuit. This one here then, of course, the kinky straight, it's anything but a straight. I think Carlos Sainz had a big smash here in 2015 or 16, and it's at Toro Rosso. It was a big smash indeed. I get 2015 and 2016 mixed up, those Grand Prix. It's because I think they're quite close together, weren't they? Because wasn't 2015 like at the end of the season, and then 2016 was like round 4, wasn't it? So it's yeah, I always get mixed up with those 2 years. But yeah, Carlos Sainz had a bigger smash than when he was in his Toro Rosso days, which is now the Alpha Tower. Here comes Steve, and he goes fast as ever, and goodness me, that's 3 tenths of a second out. Impressive stuff indeed there from Steve. That was so good, he made me dribble. So we're just watching Rizzle Sticks there. He is now in 5th fast, no, 8th fast at the moment there. Good time there for the Ferrari driver there. And as I already mentioned, Rizzle Sticks is on absolutely fine form at the moment, isn't he, in that Ferrari? Brilliant stuff indeed there from Rizzle Sticks there. I think the Max would love to see Rizzle Sticks in the points more, as that's going to help the Ferrari campaign as well. And the Constructors. Mason goes into a very competitive 6th fast as well. Good stuff indeed there from the racing point driver. Val just completing the first sector, 33.4 in the first sector. On board with the world champion is T Sammy. You can tell it's T Sammy because of the signature lime green helmet. There he is then, and of course then your helmet is definitely your signature, isn't it? And I love talking about helmets. It's my favourite pastime as well. Into 17 as well. Oh, going a bit wide there, T Sammy, isn't he? He's out of hers. This is very much a hers breaker, isn't it? And T Sammy only 9th fast at the moment now, so I wonder if he made a mistake somewhere, but we'll find out anyway. Going back to the DRS zones, and of course down the back straight of turn 12 and 13, and that is where the DRS is, and the other DRS end is of course on the start-finish straight as well. Well, after the start-finish straight, just after turn 1 and into turn 2, and Val is coming into the pits, I think. Yes, he is. You have to take it cautious in the pits, and it's also a very slow pit in here. Look at that, 15 miles an hour. It's a long pit lane as well, so I think that might deter any drivers from going to a 2-stopper here tonight then. So as we're just watching Val coming into the pits then, Mercedes are going to put the dolly wheels underneath him, so it's easier to swing the car back into the garage, and there he goes as well then, as you can see then, and he's going to do a good old twist again like he did last summer. So we just got Roscoe on that lap as well, and Penny also burning rubber through turn 3 as well. Josh is back out there once again then. JJ has not emerged out of the pits lanes yet either for the Williams team then. This is going to get very interesting indeed then. Of course, qualifying 1, what are we talking about in qualifying 1 then? Of course, not like the good old days there where qualifying was an hour long. We had 60 minutes and we had 4 sets of tyres, and you basically had 12 laps to really show what you were made of, didn't you? And you really built up to it, didn't you? And then of course then we had a different qualifying format between 2003 and 5 when they had single shot qualifying. Then they decided to alter it, didn't they, and have like that aggregate timing, which was not great at all. And I think they only lasted till like the European Grand Prix, wasn't it, or something like that, before they got rid of it. Yeah, so and then it went back to just a traditional single shot qualifying, which I think all us fans loved, didn't they, back in 2005. And then 6 and onwards, we've had this knockout zone of qualifying, haven't we? It's been tinkered here and there. We also had that awful reincarnation in 2016, I think it was, where they had that knockout style again there, didn't they, where it was every 30 seconds that someone be knocked out. It was absolutely silly, wasn't it, really? You know, I got to say, it wasn't the best qualifying idea in the world. And you don't have to tinker at qualifying, because I think that this is the best qualifying format Formula 1 has had over the years that I've watched anyway. Of course, there used to be 2-hour there used to be 2 qualifying sessions back in 95, didn't there? There used to be one on Friday and one on Saturday, and I got to say, sometimes when it rained on Saturday, it kind of really made the second session worthless, really, didn't it? But I got to say, back then when it was Murray Walker, I think it was Jonathan Palmer, wasn't it? And I think Martin Brundle even kind of weaved his way in and out of the commentary when he was not driving the Ligier, and I think that it was still good viewing. I got to say, I quite enjoyed Martin Brundle and Murray Walker's commentary. I think it's one of the highlights, really, and I think that's what got me through qualifying, really. Some days I think there was one qualifying session where no one came on track for 40 odd minutes, and I can't remember what that one was. I'm sure it was Austria in '98, because it was absolutely bucketing it down, wasn't it? And everyone was waiting for the rain to go, and the rain just didn't seem to go, and then they all just came out. It was fighting for the same piece of tarmac. Similar, it's just standard stuff, really, isn't it, for racing drivers? They just seem to they don't come out, and then all of a sudden they do come out, and they get surprised when everyone else has done the same thing, really, isn't it? But there you go. So we're just on board with Penny now as well. At the moment, these guys have been very well behaved, though, haven't they? Of course, I think they got more common sense than the actual F1 drivers sometimes, don't they? And there's that Penny there has got a beautiful, clean bit of track there. Let's see what he can do in the race point as well. He's done very well on the earth as well. Look down the right-hand side is that his telemetry, and that is absolutely inch perfect there from Penny. He is about 100th second away from double at the moment, who is in 13th position. Josh has moved up to 12th then. Good innings there from Josh as well. What about Timmy? He's going to have another bite of cherry now then. This is 2 laps then on these soft tyres as well. Out of the final turn, burned rubber, and away he goes then. We've got Matt, who's also has just emerged out of the pit lane as well. Well, no, he hasn't. He's about to start us up then. What about sprint then? He's 3 seconds down as well. No one's on a quick lap at the moment then. And I think that Timmy will be now. We're on board with Timmy now. He's going into turn 2. I keep thinking that I should be saying turn 1 there. Of course, it's such a long drag, isn't it, from the start finish side down to turn 1. Remember turn 2. Remember we had a big old mighty shunt, didn't we? And took out a lot of the cars. I think it was Jonathan Cox, and not that bad, the season 5 world champion, wasn't he? And not that bad was, and he wasn't that bad at all, was he? And of course, him and Jonathan Cox came to blows, didn't they, into turn 1 there? And I got to say, it was a very almighty high velocity shunt. It really was, wasn't it? Timmy there is just now in the middle part of the course then. Now then he's approaching the second DRS zone as well. Let's see what he can do then, as he is now coming down the back straight. DRS right on the money now, and he's got the ERS there up to high capacity as well, as he's on a qualifying lap here, as he's threading his way through the back straight as well, then breaking down into second gear there around the 65-mile-an-hour mark then, before getting back on the not so loud pedal these days, is it? And now then into 15 and 6 as well. That's a horrible turn 15 is. Look at that, how much it unsettles the car, and that's an error generator corner, isn't it? And I don't like it at all. I think they have one in Abu Dhabi as well, don't they, where it's off cambered and it's horrible. horrible, isn't it? Timmy there coming through the final turn, and he goes 7 fast at the moment there, improves by 10 for a second then. And if to me it feels like then that already the drivers are getting very much set to the limit of the cars, or maybe they are not getting to the limit of the cars at all, but they're just trying to find that groove here. Here comes Matt then, is that yellow flag, is that Fizzy has retired from the session there. I had a horrible feeling that Fizzy was out in turn 1 there, as I just seen the yellow flag down in turn 1. It's an easy flat corner, but it can't catch out the unwary, can it? Oh, Rizzle 6 there had a lot of oversteer there, had to correct the car. Josh is back in the pits in a very fine at 12th position at the moment, and there's Penny just gets out of the way of the Ferrari as well. Val is back out on circuit as well. He's about to start to stop there. We've got 2.5 minutes to go in this qualifying session. These guys have got to sort themselves out, haven't they? Gaz got qualifying ban, as he has mentioned in the chat there, so I'm glad that Gaz has told me that, because I would have looked like a complete and utter fool, which I do anyway. So in this qualifying one session, we are losing 16th, 17th, 18th and 19th. If you qualify in those positions, you are done, and you'll be starting in those positions for the race as well. And at the moment, who are in those positions, I hear you ask? Well, we've got JJ, PB, Gaz and Val. We're just watching Val now as he's going through a turn number 3 as well then, and a lovely shot there at Mercedes as well, as he was just resting the car going down into turn 4, now into turn 5 as well then. First intermediate split time has just come up there, lovely stuff indeed there. Turn 6 is not really much of a corner then, but turn 7 is there. It's a right-hander turn there. Now into turn 8. This is quite a difficult corner, this is, and it's not side by side, because if you do want to go side by side, you will crash into each other. As Maxie's on intermediate tyres at the moment then, as I think he's expecting a rain shower, but of course Fizzy's already let the cat out of the bag, so to speak, hasn't he? Because there is rain later on in the race, isn't there? And the beauty about IRC is that, of course, we get qualifying and the race on the same day. You don't have to wait, do you, a full day after qualifying when you want to just get the race underway. We do here tonight in IRC, which is absolutely splendid stuff indeed there. Of course, if you're new joining us join the stream then, I hope you're having a lovely day, and of course I hope you're enjoying the stream as well. As Val coming into turn 18 as well. This is the final corner then, and taking a lot of liberties there out of turn number 18, but he goes 12 fast at the moment, Val does, as he's put himself in between Penny and Josh. And I'm wondering though if Val's got quite a bit of fuel on board that car, because he's going for it again then. We got a lot of drivers in the pits then, as we're just watching Rizzle 6 then, who is now just on an in-lap, but it looks so he's going to go for another bite of chair in just a second. Excuse me, I've got my ears in a really awkward place at the moment, and it's really annoying me. I know it's been on the side of my head for years and years and years, but for some reason tonight there it's just annoying me. But I need to adjust my headpiece there. There we go. No. Yes, that'll do. No, that'll do. Yes, that'll have to do for that, won't it? Right then, Val then is going for a second bite of cherry now then. So he's now giving it his all, Val is. I'm thinking then, of course, he's put his banker in then. Time is up in this qualifying session then, and I think he's put his banker in now. He just wants to see what the car is then. We have got our bottom 4 then. It's Gaz, PB, JJ and Hog are all out of qualifying 1, unfortunately for those guys. And we now know our competitors, our challengers, our gladiators for qualifying 2, which is coming up in just a jiffy as well then. So that was very much more of a practice session, really, wasn't it, for a lot of the drivers? They're just trying to find the feel in the year in Russia as well, as Val is definitely trying to find the feel in that Mercedes at the moment there, as he is really pushing it to his limits out. I'm probably just trying to find out where he can push, where he can't then, and he's improved by 0.2 of a second and got up to 11th position then. Good stuff indeed there from the Mercedes driver. T. Simon then is also out on circuit as well, just 0.4 of a second up on his best. I would say just, that's pretty a lot of time in a Formula 1 car, isn't it? Out of 17 as well then, doing a bit of drifting there, out of turn 18, and that's a much better time for T. Simon, but unfortunately I didn't see where he went there because the graphic went off. Oh, he's 4th, lovely stuff indeed then. So Val in 4th position then, but of course then, he has got to do it all over again. Whoever's gone to qualifying 2 and beyond, these times will get wiped, and you'll have to start all over again, don't you? just a visual confirmation of who's out qualifying. Gaz is out, PB is out, JJ is out, and Hog is out as well. Everyone was on the soft tires then, and judging from the first qualifying session, who has stood out for you then? I got to say, picking off straight away, I say Fizzy's done a really good job so far in third position as well. Great to see Asdog back up there as well. Mason doing a couple of laps under his belt as well in 8th position there. Can Mason also keep up that form in the race as well? Because we have seen that Mason sometimes has struggled to get to the end of the race there, but hopefully he can do it and get some good points in the bag. And Josh as well, also having a fine start to this qualifying session. Coke is probably not the best thing to drink on a stream, is it? Because I'm going to be full of gas in a minute. But anyway, enough about my appalling diet. Let's get back on the racing, shall we? 15 minutes in this qualifying 2 session then. And now this is where the strategy comes into play. Of course, if anyone's new to Formula 1, welcome, hello, good evening, and I hope you had a lovely day. And this qualifying 2 session now, we have 3 types of compound tyres, like we do in every single Formula 1 event now. We got the soft, the medium, and the hard tyre. Then, of course, soft is the quickest tyre, medium is the hard tyre. No, then. So red stripe is the soft tyre, the hard tyre is the white stripe, medium is the yellow, that's in between. And, of course, if you get into qualifying 3, you must start on the tyre which you set your fastest time on. And if you get into qualifying 3, how do you get into qualifying 3, I hear you ask? Well, if you get into the top 10, that's how you get into the qualifying 3 then as well. And they go to like a Super Pole shootout, and of course very similar to what Superbikes used to do, didn't it, back in the day, where I think that they have like a top 8 Super Pole or something like that. I'm not sure. I am not very au fait with the old Superbikes. I was more of a MotoGP fan. I still am. It's a shame they took it off Eurosport. Actually, I used to love watching MotoGP when the old Formula 1 was on there. And of course I think that I was watching it in the day with Sete Gibernal, and I think it's Max Biaggi as well, but I don't think Max Biaggi, I remember him coming up the ranks quite brilliantly, Max Biaggi, and he just didn't seem to grasp the top flight of the MotoGP then. And I'm talking about MotoGP, and that's 2 wheels. We need to be talking about the 4 wheels, and these are the Formula 1 cars there. So for some reason I don't know why I went on to that, but there you go. Double is out on circuit as well at the moment then. Of course so he's gone elect for the soft side where you got medium tyres for Sprint, for Timmy, for Steve, and also Asdog as well. Everyone else who's out on circuit is on the soft tyre then, and let's see what we can do then. Here is Double then, so he has gone for soft tyres, and he has not messed about, is he? He just wants to go for broke and gets a good time right off the bat then as well. And of course he's out qualified his teammate here tonight as well. Look at those brake discs glow, and then Double is away, and as you can see there, look at that heat haze there pouring off of the tarmac as well. Yellow flags in 3. We don't worry too much about the yellow flags in qualifying, because they're usually just queuing up behind each other, aren't they? As they want a good part of the track, don't they? Double coming out of turn 2 as well. Then into turn 3. Then Double is not going to even lift off with the accelerator. Look at that then, as he is on full throttle going through turn 3 as well. Lovely shot as well. I love the way that the cars just appear out of nowhere, don't they? Brilliant stuff indeed then. And now coming into turn 5 as well. Double is then, and back on board there with the IRC veteran there. Double as more often not appeared in every single IRC season, almost every single IRC race there, hasn't he? It's easier to count how many races he hasn't been in rather than how many he has been in. Good stuff indeed there for Double, of course. He is very much he's a points collector, isn't he? Very much similar to Sergio Perez, for example. Very good indeed there to have in your team, isn't it? And maybe there might be a hint there to Red Bull as well. But of course, if he does go to Red Bull, then that means Albon would not be in the Red Bull either. So I've got to say I'm split between the two really. So we're just on board with Double now then. I'm split between 2 because I do like Perez, and I think he's been a brilliant driver, hasn't he? In Formula 1 now, and I think Albon there, it'd be a shame to see Albon get ousted out then, but he has had a lot of chances, hasn't he? Anyway, we should be talking about Double. Double comes across the line, he goes at second, he goes fast at the moment. Good stuff indeed there for Double, with the fastest time on the board, but Asdog quickly eclipses that by going second faster. Mason just underlining the potential he's got in that racing point. Josh has gone second fast as well. Josh also showing some pace. Sprint has gone second fast, and Mason is really, I gotta say, Mason might force a hand for some drivers here. Sprint in second position as well at the moment then. But we'll find out what the rest of the drivers will do then. So Fizzy also going on the soft tire as well. He goes second fast there. And Fizzy is usually a quick customer and won that pace. And it's also Mason's had a great time now, hasn't he? Right off the bat. Good stuff indeed then. Here comes Steve coming across line. Medium tires. He is third fast at the moment then. I'm wondering how this is going to play then. So, Penny right up in the fourth position. Good stuff indeed then. T-Sammy there has just gone 8/10 of a second quicker than Mason. Goodness me then. And great stuff indeed there from T-Sammy then. Val is the only driver on circle at the moment now, on a quick lap I should say. And he's coming now into the middle part of the lap as well. And so 10 minutes to go there. And here is how they line up so far. And T-Sammy is faster. Mason 8/10 of a second back. But great time there for the Racing Point driver. Fizzy in third position. And Steve is in fourth. He's gone for medium. Penny is in fifth. He's soft. And sixth position is Sprint. He's on the medium tires. Timmy is also on the medium tires. And he's 8th position. Asdog Knife double in 10th position. He's also on soft as well. I apologise to Josh. I missed him off the list. He is also on soft tires in 7th position there. Good stuff there from the Williams driver. Then Val is on the medium tires at the moment. We're on board with Val. Oh goodness me, there's all on the AstroTurf there. And the only time you ever want to be on the AstroTurf is if you're playing AstroTurf football. As we're just watching Val then. 2 corners from Val then is into the pits there. Comes on the Racing Point drivers now. That's Mason then. And so far throughout the first couple of runs then, I think that Mason gets my star of the day so far. Brilliant stuff indeed there. But of course we've only just started the day, haven't we? Goodness me. I need to put my money back in my pocket, don't I? It's of course anything can happen in a Formula 1, can it? In IRC, and it usually does, doesn't it? We're watching Matt then at the moment. He is in the AlphaTauri, of course, and he is one half of the the championship leading constructors at the moment as well. That just shows how good the AlphaTauri Sprint and Matt has been then, and the dynamic between those two have been absolutely immense, haven't they? It's been really good stuff to see there. Teamwork at its absolute finest as well. It's great as he's going over the curves as well. Matt is then, and now then there's a car in front of us, and that's a Williams, I think. It's Josh who's just in front of us now. And so it's about 5 seconds. This is where you get affected by the turbulent air, the dirty air that goes off the back of these cars then, and hopefully the 2022 rules, and that will definitely eradicate that. Well, I hope so anyway. And it'd be really good stuff to see. And I think I'd love to see races very much like Turkey again there, where the drivers are definitely having to think about each corner rather than just planting the throttle and knowing the car will stick. Then of course it'd be very much more about the driver input, wouldn't it? Which would be good to see, wouldn't it? Really. Matt then is he's just kind of behind Josh. I think Josh is still on a quick lap at the moment now. So Josh has got he's in the pits now then. I was going to say Josh didn't have no obligation to get out of the way there, did he? And then now Matt into the final turn as well. Let's see what he can do. He throws himself into second fastest. Matt does. Good time there from the AlphaTauri driver. Roscoe in the middle part of the circuit as well. Val is coming into the pits then. Both Ferraris haven't set a time just yet. Rizzlesticks is in the pits at the moment there, feeling quite happy with himself at the moment there, I suppose. But he does need to get out on track, doesn't he? Rizzlesticks says. And Maxi, who hasn't set a time, he is out on track. And I'm wondering if Rizzlesticks is going to wait till the very end then. And then pop out on circuit then. Well, we'll find out. Here comes Roscoe, who on the last couple of races has been absolutely fantastic, hasn't he, Roscoe? He's I got to say, he's elevated himself, hasn't he? Really good stuff indeed there from Roscoe. And it's great to see him also in the battle as well. But I think it's a bit too late in terms of the championship, hunting there for Roscoe, which is such a shame now. But definitely but surely this is the groove he needs there. Where he can build on season 9 and get himself right in the mix. And that's what we want to see. We want to see Roscoe in the mix. We want to see all these drivers in the mix, don't we? The more the merrier, in my opinion. Of course, T-Sammy and Maxi would rather just focus on each other, won't they? But of course, we do have a couple of great crashes potentially this season in the form of Steve. And Sprint as well. I think that of course Steve has been there or thereabouts, hasn't he? He's had some unlucky races in the midpoint of the season, didn't he? But I think Sprint there has been absolutely fantastic, hasn't he? I think he's my driver of the season so far, which I got to say, of course, we've got 6 more races to go then, which I don't think I should be saying stuff like that yet. But I feel that Sprint's been absolutely fantastic this season. He got his first pole position, his first win. He has been absolutely mega stuff as well. And he, of course, him and Matt are leading the constructors as well. You don't lead the constructors by accident, do you? And it's definitely all about the team dynamic, and that is the perfect team dynamic, isn't it? And I was just watching Maxi coming into the final couple of corners as well. Here is the Ferrari driver then, out of the last corner, and let's see where he puts himself, right to the top of the standings there. Good stuff indeed, 3/10 of a second in front of the world champion. Lovely stuff indeed there for Maxi, and well, I've got to say then, I thought it was a very quick time there for T Stanley, but Maxi's just lowered the bar even more there. Good gosh, I'm glad I'm not playing this game. If it's a game of limbo, I think there'll be some drivers breaking their backs to get into that bar. That's incredibly low now. They're just lowering the bar even more, those two. Impressive stuff indeed then. Has just got yellow flags out there as well as McLaren is just going for another bottom of the chair as well. That's Timmy at the moment with 5.5 minutes to go. He is not comfortable by the stretch of imagination. He is down in 11th position at the moment. T-Time retired from the session. Yeah, he's not comfortable. Of course, you have to be in the top 10, and I think those times there by Mason and Josh is definitely caught the attention of some drivers out there. Asdog and Timmy are probably two of them, and Val is also coming back out on track as well. Double at the moment there is in the pit lane as we've got a yellow flag there, but I think it's one of the Mercedes as well. But Timmy then on board there. Car 81 in the McLaren then, as he is now coming down the back straight. DRS wide open then, and is another yellow flag as well. It's the same Mercedes there. I'll get too excited when I see a yellow flag there. I need to calm myself down. It's only qualifying, isn't it? Lovely over the shoulder shot as well. I love that shot, by the way. It's absolutely brilliant, isn't it? Very much a driver's eye, isn't it? If you're driving from the cockpit view, not much you can see out there, is there? You can't even see your own nose cone there. It's about feel, isn't it? Look at that back end trying to step out as well. Great stuff indeed then, over the curbs as well, and here he comes then into the final two now. 17 now into 18 as well then. Let's see then what Timmy can do then. This should be under the bar. It is indeed. He is in 4th position now. Is he going to be safe though? Val has just started us up then. Asdog is 0.2 of a second up there. That is not enough in the second split then. And Josh is also out on circuit as well. Josh is looking very strong at the moment then. Final turn then from Asdog as well then. And let's see then, he needs to get in. He is in by the scruff of his nose at the moment, Asdog is, but that is not going to be comfortable, is it? Josh is a 10th of a second up there. And of course then he needs a bit more in his second intermediate split time as well. And DRS is wide open for the Williams, and for the Williams Mercedes as well. Oh, did he tap the outside barrier then? We was on board with Josh there, but we was on the wrong side there. We didn't see exactly what was occurring there, did we? But can Josh get into qualifying free? Taking an awful lot of steering input there from the Williams side. The back end is snaking around, isn't it? As it looks like a very excited dog that Williams does, doesn't it? Into final turns now. 17. Break this to glow, and then on that Williams end out of the final turn, and Josh has lost 0.5 of a second now, and he's going to have to go again, doesn't he? And we got Val then, who is now lovely. As Val is just coming into the final part of the lap as well then, and you can see there's a lot of off camber in 15, isn't it? And now with the beautiful black Mercedes, well, Fizzy's just popped into a very strong second position there, and that does make me wonder if Fizzy is definitely in the conversation for pole position. I think he is. Val has gone 9th fastest, and good 17. He is currently in qualifying free with 3 minutes to go then, so he would like the clock to stop now, or as Donald Trump would say, stop the count. So just watching Val then, who's coming down the back straight as well. Asdog is 12 seconds off the pace. He is not going for it at the moment. Sprint! Oh my goodness me, there I've really put the commentator's curse on sprint, haven't I? He is out qualifying at the moment. Rizzlesticks is also out in the Ferrari as well, and here he comes then into the middle part, and yellow flags is fluttering then, and that as well, and the Mercedes are just getting off the power. So we've got Asdog sprint, and I think Rizzlesticks is back in, was trying to overtake the front there. Josh in 13th, double 14th, Rizzles in 15th, 2.5 minutes to go. We have got to find out who is going to be the 5, so it's cars then in this qualifying 2 session now then. Into 13 then, and now then Rizzlesticks are getting in a bit too deep, I think, now out of in 13 now, but let's see if that is going to hurt him or not then. Josh is also, I think, just in front, is he is indeed then, and Josh is going around once again, and he's already done a lap on these tyres then. Is this race very much a race of tyre wear? We'll find out. Oh goodness me then, and that's very much a Valtteri Bottas. I remember, I think that was, and Rizzlesticks is in 8th position. Good time indeed there, and 8th position there. Is it safe? I have no earthly idea. That's the beauty about live sport, isn't it? Josh is retired from the session then. Oh, he's I think, is he going to the wall? Oh goodness me, Josh is in the wall, right on the back of the straight there as well. And that's a big blow for the Williams car. He is out of qualifying, and that is not good, is it, for anyone who wants to start or finish that up then. Yellow flags is fluttering then, as Sprint is in 9th place then. Penny is now on the cusp as well. Goodness me. Oh dear. Excuse me, if Roscoe goes over a bit of debris there, hopefully I haven't damaged the car. Alstok is 4 tenths second up. He's found an awful amount of time, Alstok has in the second sector. As you can see, look at that time. That is the enemy in the top left-hand corner. And that is, he's got 70 seconds to go in this qualifying session, Alstok has. He is still on medium tires. Alstok is determined to make this medium tire run work. Albeit he's done 4 laps on these medium tires now, though, hasn't he? And those tires are not going to be too happy when they start the race. If he's going into the top 10 out of the final turn, he is in 10th for this, then he is not penny down to 11 for the moment then. We still got Roscoe 3 tenths second up. Now Double is lost a lot of time in the second sector. I wonder, yeah, Double's going to go for the final bite of cherry, I think. And now we think we've got a racing point just started up as well. Mason's out there at the moment. And is Mason safe? I would say he is there, but of course, do not listen to me. I don't know. I speak all kinds of rubbish there, so definitely don't listen to me then. I've got to say, Roscoe is going to spoil someone's dream, and I think it might be Alstog's dream. Remember, he's been on pole position. Remember, last season he was on pole position 3 times this time last season, wasn't he? Brilliant start, but Alstog this season has been very much opposite ends, unfortunately, for Alstog. But I think he's really started to come good in the later stage of this championship, hasn't he? Which is good stuff indeed. Then so is this man here. Roscoe has gone 4 fastest there and puts in a very competitive time. Double as we've just had won the that sprint is up to 7th position as well. Val is finished this out. He is out of qualifying. So is Josh as well. On board with Penny at the moment. We've got Astor, who is cruising past the pits. He's out of qualifying as well. And Penny then, let's see what he can do then. Double is 2 tenths second down as well. So I think Double might also be out as well. Steer's gone fast in the half set. Throws the gauntlet down. As Josh needs my deodorant can there. So I think he's got the same problem as me. As he's perspirated out there. I am perspirated in here as well. But of course, Josh is a sportsman. I am certainly not. I'm just a ginger who talks quite fast and gets very hot and sweaty about it. Look at that. Penny has damaged the outside end plate there on that racing point. That is going to hurt the steering there on that car, isn't it? And oh dear then. So I think the Penny's going to be losing an awful amount of time now. It's not on the straight, it'd be here. Look at that, he's 5-10 seconds down, and I think that might be Penny also exiting stage left, unfortunately, in the racing point, which is such a shame, really, isn't it, for Penny there? Because goodness me, there he's right off the circuit as well. Oh, he's in the wall, and oh dear. So I think that he wasn't happy with that wing there. As he's decided to help his mechanics there by completely ripping off the front wing, and a very good stuff indeed. And you don't see the likes of Stroll doing that, do you? And of course, Stroll's meant to be a daddy's boy, isn't he? Of course, but I think that Stroll actually proved himself quite handy, didn't he, in the Turkish Grand Prix? It's a shame that his intermediate tires didn't help him out, did they? So Penny there just coming into the pit spot. He's in 12th position now. 13th position is Val. 14th is Josh. 15th is Double as well. Alstock out of qualifying as well. But he has 11th position then, which isn't too bad because he can get to choose whatever tires he wants to start his race on, and that might be quite critical in this Grand Prix of Russia here in IRC then. We're just watching Roscoe come in the pits as well then, and so I think a standout performance in qualifying too. Once again, I got to say, I'm going to throw my hat to Mason there. Brilliant stuff indeed tonight, absolutely fantastic. Rizzlesticks once again into qualifying 3. He's become a very good driver, isn't he, Rizzlesticks? It's brilliant stuff indeed then, and absolutely great stuff there from Rizzlesticks. He's going to be my close second. But actually, having said that, what about Fizzy? Fizzy in 3rd position as well. I'm trying to pick out some amazing performances today, but I've already picked 3 out, and that's 3 of the top 10. Goodness me! But there you go. I'd like to hear what who you think's been very good in qualifying so far. But then again, maybe we should wait until the end of qualifying 3 because that's usually where things go quite drastically wrong, of course, as the drivers really start to test the limits of their cars and their capacity, don't they? Out of qualifying is Double, Josh, Val, Penny, and Asdog. Asdog, the only person on the medium tires. Everyone else was on the soft tires in that qualifying session then. So it looks like that the soft tires is definitely the way to go, or it does seem like it by 95% of the drivers there. I've got to say, no qualms for me then. And so then Steed and putting a very quick lap towards the end, then 3 tenths a second in front of Maxi, who I think only did 1 or 2 time runs right at the beginning of the session there, didn't he? So I got to say, Steed's looking strong at the moment there, but Maxi I think will be coming back with vengeance as well. Fizzy in the crack in third position with T. Sammy in fourth, then Roscoe fifth, Mason brilliant sixth there, Tibby seventh, Matt eighth, Sprint in ninth, and Rizzle six completes the top 10. And those are your top 10 competitors going into qualifying 3 for the Russian Grand Prix. Right then, we're into qualifying 3 now. Then there's 12 minutes. Oh, we're gonna have a qualifying race. Oh, of course that would have been quite good, wouldn't it? I think that 22 was a great raid to probably test the waters of that, but never mind. Total Wolf there wasn't too keen on that idea, was he? Right. So this track is it's fairly long, isn't it? I think it's 3.6 miles, isn't it? So I don't think we're gonna get 3 time runs here. I think it's gonna be 2. So has anyone been saving a set of tires? And of course you get a new set of fresh tires, don't you? But of course, if anyone who's been saving a set of soft tires, then you get 2 bites of the cherry, don't you? Of course, if anyone else, then you only get 1 time run on fresh soft tires, and that could be very critical indeed. Then Mason, the first car out of the pits, then so he gets a clear track. Then he gets to dictate his pace as well. He doesn't want to go too slow though, because he will get overtaken by the guys behind him there. Because if you want to be first out there, you get a clear track then. But if you want to be, but of course, being last out, which means that you get the best track conditions there. The track evolution is absolute premium, isn't it? Well, of course, you do run a risk of being in traffic, don't you? But there is only 10 cars out there now, so you would think the traffic might not be a key factor, but it's always a key factor in qualifying, isn't it? Maybe not as bad as for the likes, for example, Monaco or maybe Austria, there, where it's 2 very short circuits indeed there, isn't it? And I'm not talking about that 1980s film as well, which I quite liked, the short circuit. I think it was Johnny Five, wasn't it? What's his name? Brilliant stuff indeed then. Again, another random fact which no one can even, no one doesn't even care about, but I'm full of random rubbish there. Standard stuff really, but of course we need to not be talking about the random rubbish. We need to be talking about who is going to be on pole position for the qualified session of Russia as well. So far then, let's take a look at the qualifying form book, shall we? Maxi's got the most pole position with 7 so far. Tibby's had 2 pole positions this season. I think, of course, he's asked his 3rd in his total career now. Remember, he got pole position in the Canadian Grand Prix in his debut season for the Mercedes team, but this season he's been much more the complete package team. Yes, it's been great to see as well. We've also had a pole position there for Sprint and Matt. T. Sammy's had 3 and Steve has had 3 as well, but it's been Maxi who's been the head of the shoulders above everyone else in terms of pole positions this season, as we're just on board now with Mason as he's coming down into turn 1. Look at that, it's a bit of a crest there, isn't there? And going into turn 1 as well, flinging the car in there, great stuff indeed there. And now they're running out slightly wide there into turn number 3 as well. Look at that as we look down into the car there. That's brilliant shot, isn't it? I love that shot there. And I even love that one. It's more because it's as close up of the shot, then it just shows Mason working away at that wheel, doesn't he? And first sector 32.9 there, impressive start then to this out there for Mason. Good stuff indeed there from the Racing Point driver, the only Racing Point in qualifying 3, unfortunately for the Silverstone based team. Then of course they've had so many guys, haven't they, over the years there. They started off with Jordan, didn't they, and then they've become then they became wasn't it the Midland team? Then it was Spiker, then it was Force India, and now it is Racing Point as well. Then next year it'd be Aston Martin. Goodness me, that I gotta say they've been under all kinds of liveries, haven't they? And I gotta say I do have a soft spot for the Jordan team, and of course this is kind of the DNA of the Jordan team, isn't it, as well? So you know, if it is the Team B Mercedes, really, isn't it, or the Racing Point as they've called this year. But there you go. Oh no, Mason's lost it now, and he took too much curb in turn 17 now, and that was a good lap indeed there for Mason. I'm wondering now if that was his if he's got another set of soft tires there, but that is a shame now for Mason. He's done a 38 then, and that is oh dear, that's a shame for Mason there. It really is right at the end there. What about Timmy? Timmy goes faster on a 31 at 6 there. What about the Alpha Tauri? Matt goes faster there, 5/10 a second in front of Timmy. That's a good lap there for Matt. Great stuff indeed there. Here here comes the world champion, and it's T Sammy out of the final turn. He goes fastest out by 10th for a second, impressive 17. What about Matt's teammate Sprint full fastest? Oh, that's quite a shock there. Steve's in the pits. We've also got Roscoe, who's abandoned this lap as well, and Rizzlesticks there is just about to finish this lap. No, he isn't. He's halfway through the lap as well, on the back straight as well. In car 15, Rizzlesticks is there. We're on board with the Ferrari driver as well, then, as he is now coming down into the big stop of 13. Goodness me, the velocity as he just drove by me there was absolutely incredible. He's gone very deep into 13 now, hasn't he, Rizzlesticks? That's going to cost him a bit of time there in the Ferrari. And then he's got now 4 more corners from home then. 9 degree left, 9 degree right then. Of course, 15 there's off camber there. It's a horrible corner. Now into 17 and 18 as well then. Final couple of corners down then for Rizzlesticks. And this is where Mason unfortunately took too much curb and launched the racing point in the air. Now Rizzlesticks said he has done a good time there. He's in 4th position in front of Sprint and Mason there. Good time indeed there. Fizzy just starts up as well. Maxi is in the first split time as well. He's done a 33 in the first time. Remember, Mason did a 32 in the first split time. It was a great lap there from Mason until the issues he had at turn at 17, unfortunately. Back on board then. This is the championship leader by 25 points alone. The man who's been on pole position the most in IRC this season. He is on 7 pole positions to his name, and so far he has been in very good form. That's in qualified, but now then can he get to the end of the race then as well? Then he's having a bit of a tough old time there. I remember someone commented about Maxi always winning, but I've got to say, he's only had 6 wins this season, hasn't he? That's the same amount as T Sammy, of course, said. So it's very much a classic season, isn't it? Here in IRC then against Maxi. Maxi's always at the front there, but there has been occasions there where he has been pipped to the post, hasn't he? But Maxi into the final turn, and he's been looking strong in this qualifying session, and once again he puts in a very competitive lap indeed then. Fizzy is next man to cross the line as well, out of turn 15 and into 16 as well. Lovely steering input there. It's a beautiful steering circle there. He is out of hers already though, hasn't he? Fizzy is there. Oh, taking a lot of curb there into 17, into 18 as well. Let's see. Fizzy goes 3rd fastest then on a 31 there. 10th for a second in front of Matt there. And 400 a second behind T7 there. Fizzy is definitely very much in the conversation for pole position there. That's good to see, isn't it? Here comes Roscoe. He is on an outlap at the moment then in the Red Bull. Of course, this is Red Bull's only car in qualifying 3 and 40 as well. We've got of course we have the AlphaTauri team once again. They're both in the qualifying 3. Great to see both Ferraris in there again. It's getting more of a habit though for Ferrari team. Brilliant stuff indeed then. And I think that's the only 2 full teams in qualifying 3 there. It's very much a split, isn't it, in IRC this season there. But of course there in the race it's completely different again then. We have a lot of good qualifiers and a lot of good races as well. It seems to be split down the middle sometimes as well. It's great to see, isn't it? Roscoe then. Let's go on board then, shall we? With Roscoe. He comes across the line as well. Roscoe does have a I think just take a look at my stats. He does have a race win this season, doesn't he? Roscoe did. Of course, sadly I think it's Azerbaijan, isn't it, if I'm not very much mistaken. Gosh, I've got to say, it's only 3 weeks ago, goodness me. The time flies, doesn't it? And of course, I can't believe we're already almost finishing Season 8 of IRC as well. Goodness gracious me. But after Brazil, we are still no closer to determining who is going to be the championship winner in this colossal season. And that is the beauty, isn't it? We're all on the edge of our seats, haven't we? And of course, T7 now, we're getting maximum score last time out as well, wouldn't he? We have absolutely superlative win there. From the world champion, and it needs something like that again. And T-Sam is out on circuit already there, just as Maxi's just coasted back into the pits there. So as Roscoe's back in there, was trying to overtake the front then. We've just got a Mercedes there of Fizzy there, who is I think he is coming back to the pits. Indeed he is. Mason is also in front as well. Roscoe is not activated DRS then. I wonder if he was distracted there by the racing cars in front of him there. And oh dear then, as we're on board then with Roscoe, and he's invalidated this time now. He's had to ghost, unfortunately, and that is Roscoe then is a thing that he didn't put his DRS up there, did he? And that was a big blow indeed then for Roscoe then. So he's going to, I wonder if he's coming back in the pits. Yes, he's going to come back into the pits. He is indeed. Oh, he's hit the bollard off as well then. I wonder if that's a bit of frustration there from the Red Bull driver. So Timmy is now just started his lap then. So we're on board with Timmy as he comes through turn 4 then. And accelerating out then as he is now coming into 5 and first intermediate split time. And I don't think, correct me if I'm wrong guys, but I don't think anyone has actually beaten Mason's 32 and 9 in the first sector. Of course, Timmy was doing a 33-1 there in the first sector. That actually shows how incredible Mason's time was. Unfortunately, Mason come a cropper, didn't he, in the final turn there. And Mason probably could have and would have been very much higher up. I was predicting around the 4th spot in the grid, something like that there. Give or take positions there, but really good stuff indeed there from Mason. Just watching Timmy then, who's down the back straight, as we said. It's anything but straight. It's a kinky straight, isn't it? 8700 a second. Timmy is up in the second split time, and that is not going to improve his position there, but it will inch him in front of Rizzlesticks though, because Rizzlesticks is very much he can be a threat, I think, for Rizzlesticks. He did lose a bit of time, didn't he, in the back straight, didn't he, in turn 13, and that did cost him a couple of tenths, didn't it? Now Timmy into the final turn, it's right out of it. Let's see what he can do. A very good final section there from Timmy, and he is inched in front of Rizzlesticks there to make it a bigger gap then, which is good stuff indeed there from his point of view there. T Sammy there is just in front of Mason, who Mason's behind him now. I think I'm not sure if T Sammy overtook him, because I thought Mason was in front of him. On board now then as well with T Sammy, and he comes out of 16 then, and he's going into 17th position as well. Here we go then for T Sammy then, out of the final turns now then. There is 17, here is 18, and let's see what he can do. He's on pole position there by 100 for a second there from Maxi in second position there. Good stuff indeed then, as Mason is in 8th position then. He's going to have to go for another timed run then, and yes, T Sammy has thrown the gauntlet down, hasn't he? Good stuff indeed there from T Sammy. So just watching Mason as well. So Mason abandoned that lap, didn't he? So let's see what Mason can do that, as he's on the unman on a quick lap at the moment. And Timmy is going for 2-time runs, and let's take a look there. Timmy is going for 2 times runs, and I don't think T Sammy, it says T Sammy's in far ahead. Let's stay with Timmy at the one end. So he's a 10 for a second up there, and he needs to find a couple more tenths there to be in the ballpark of Matt, who's currently on the second row of the grid then, and is and as we're just watching there, as Timmy there, coming out the final couple of corners, into 17 and 18 as well. Then final couple of corners. Then let's see what Timmy can do. Then it's a good second sector. What about the final? He stays in 5th position there, but very close to the back of Matt then, but I think that might be it then for Timmy. Mason is 71 hundredths of a second down in the second sector then. We'll have to see what can he do then in the final sector as well. Then we've got 7 corners from home. Sorry, we've got 6 corners from home then. Now we've got 4 corners from home here from Mason, who's also out on track as well. Everyone is out on circuit apart from Fizzy, and I think T Sammy is also coming in the pits as well then. I know that is a very slenderous of margin of error, but the advantage that T Sammy's got is he's done the lap, so Maxi has not then. Mason out of final turn then, and Mason goes 6 faster, underlines his pace here tonight. Good stuff indeed there for Mason, and he is 6 faster. He could have been even higher as well. In fact, that mistake early on then, and I think he'd be very good, but a very good 6th position once again then. See at the moment there is down in 9th position. He hasn't set a time yet, nor is Roscoe either. See is coming the first man to cross the line then out of this final batch of cars then. Here comes see then, of course, there he is. Let's see what car 45 could do. The man who's 3rd in the World Championship this season, and as he got one more sting left in the tail, and he's on pole position there. A brilliant time there from Steeder. He has got another sting in the tail, and that's an almighty sting, isn't it? Goodness me, absolutely brilliant stuff indeed. Then what about Timmy then? As Timmy is going for a 3rd and final run now, isn't he? He's coming into the pits. He's coming into the pits there, and unfortunately there for that's a big shame there for Timmy there, but I think he's 6th position there. He's going to be fairly happy with that, isn't he? Roscoe into turn number 8 as well. He hasn't set a time either. See, has really bolted himself up there, bolted himself up to the pole position there. Roscoe has gone a 5th fast about there. We got now for Terry. Matt is improved to 4th fast. He's on the second row of the grid then. Here comes Maxi. He is improved by 2 tenths a second. Maxi on the final turn, and he is back on pole position there, and just lowers the bar more than Sprint is 7th fastest. And we've got a Alfa Romeo. Then there's a T-Sammy coming in the pits as well. And what about Russell 6? He is current. Oh, he's 11 seconds off Russell 6 as he's had an issue there. He's had an issue, and he is coming back in the pits as well then. But his teammate Maxi is 8th pole position of the season there. And well, splendid stuff indeed there for Maxi then. Once again there, top of the timesheets, and going to be on pole position now. He seems to reserve a grip position for himself, doesn't he, on race day. Mason there coming through the final couple of corners as well in 9th position then Mason has. And so I think very good qualifying performances how they're Fizzy in a good 5th position there. Matt right up in 4th position there. Brilliant stuff indeed down there. T-Sammy in 3rd. Steve 2nd and Maxi on pole position. But the question is though, is he going to be on? Is he going to still be in 1st going into turn 1 there? It's a very long drag down into turn 1, isn't it? And I got to say, this is probably one race where you don't really want to be on pole position, do you, from the Ferrari driver? But of course, that is very difficult to judge, isn't it? You rather just don't want to be playing games, do you? Because it might come back to bite you on the rear, mightn't it? So Max is on pole position there, but there's going to be a long drag into turn 1, and I cannot wait there. And there is the final classification from qualifying 3, and this is how the top 10 line up, all on soft tyres for the Grand Prix. Coming up coming up almost instantly after this, it is Maxi pole position by 1/10 of a second from Steve in 2nd, T-Sammy in 3rd position, Matt is in 4th position, we got Fizzy in a strong 5th, Roscoe 6th, Sprint in 7th, Timmy 8th position, Mason in 9th, and Russell 6 completes the top 10, and both Ferraris in the top 10, good stuff indeed. Both AlphaTauris, the constructors leaders, also in the top 10 as well. Good stuff indeed then, as we now get ready for the race itself then, which is coming up now. Right, and here we go. We're ready for the race itself, and this is going to get this is going to be very good indeed. As the countdown is on then to the start of the race itself, and we've got 20 seconds to go. And the drivers are just getting their strategies sorted out. The top 10 are locked into their tires, their tire choice out from qualifying 2. With the rest there, it's all free, isn't it? It's all free tire choice anyway. They've only got 3 tires to choose from, but it's a quite important decision, isn't it? As we get ready for the race then here in Russia. Of course, Russia is normally around this time of year anyway. Of course, they did try and have Russia earlier on in the season, didn't they? Before they moved it back as well. And so we've had a random calendar this season for IRC, but of course, I think that Russia is based in the same place as it normally is, isn't it? I think it's usually round 18. This is round 17, of course. 27 laps then around the Sochi. As Petty's been disqualified straight from the get-go, and so is Josh as well. Then, as they've been very naughty, gentlemen, haven't they? Right, 27 laps. Let's go for the grid, shall we? 19 cars and 27 laps then, and who is going to be able to extend their lead in the championship? Who is going to have a good day? Who is going to falter then as the pressure starting to mount, isn't it? With Steve and T-Sammy, who is 2nd and 3rd, also in the championship as well, right on the tail end of the championship leader, which is this man here. It is Maxi, and he is on pole position for the 8th time this season then, and Steve is 2nd position there, T-Sammy is in 3rd then, Matt in 4th position there, 5th is Fizzy, 6th position is Roscoe, 7th position is Sprint, Timmy in 8th position there, Mason in 9th then, and Russell sticks in at 10th position then. Outside the top 10 is Alstock. He is still on his medium tires. He's really liking those medium tires, isn't he? Petty in 12th position. He is on the soft tires. Val, the only driver on the hard tire then. Interesting strategy from Val then. Is that going to pay off then? 14th position there is Josh. Good performance there from Josh, but he is on the medium tire in the Williams there. 15th position is double medium tire. Hogg on soft tires there. Going for an aggressive start to this race then. 16th then. JJ is in 17th position, also on the medium tire in the Williams there. 18th position is PB, also on the Williams. Oh, well, he's not in the Williams, he's in the Haas. On the medium tires then. And Gaz in 19th position in the McLaren then. Of course, and a lovely helmet as well for Gaza. Of course, that's the 1995 helmet of Michael Schumacher. Or was it 94? I keep getting confused by those two. As JJ's been disqualified from the session as well. Then, as we got a couple of as Rustics has also been disqualified as well. We've had 4 cars disqualified from this formation lap. But of course, as long as they're on the grid for the race, then that's all that matters. Albeit their tires might be a bit cooler than what they would like to be. And you can see then that the marshals are in position then, ready for this race as well. And the bars are quite close to go then, so I'm expecting some kind of safety car in this race then, or maybe even a virtual safety car as well then. And here is Maxi then, as he is now lining up on the grid then, the World Championship leader. Let's see what he can do then, as he is lining up then. Steve's just peeling over then to his grid box right the last row. He doesn't want any dirty debris on those tires, does he? And I was going to say any grubby bits there, but that's not really an F1 word, is it? Gaz just lined up on 19th position on the grid then. PB just in front of him as well. Right then, and lovely. I love that shot, by the way. That's a beautiful shot, isn't it? All these cars there. It's the calm before the storms. Look at all these beasts. They're primed and ready to go. As of course we have a yellow flag then, and as we're just waiting for those lights as well then, and hopefully we'll get those lights on in just a few moments. There they are. There are the lights then. We have 5 and we are going Sochi. Here we go, and it's a good start there from Maxi there, but I think Steve is trying to draw alongside him going into turn 1. He is alongside, and look at this. They are 2 by 2 by 2 at the moment, but there's a bit of a scare as well. There's a lot of there's a bit of violent weaving in the background, but Steve is taking the lead then. No, who's that? That's Maxi in front. There's contact with the free championship protagonist, but Steve takes the lead. That's a Ferrari, bit of debris off there. Who is it? It's that Rizzle Sticks, also Maxi. It's Rizzle Sticks there. It's got damage there. T Sammy is trying to go on the outside. T Sammy takes the lead of the Russian Grand Prix. But Steve is trying to go on the outside. Then he does go on the outside. Fizz is also involved as well. It's a 3 abreast. It's 2 abreast, and there's contact there. And Maxi's off the track. Maxi's off the track then. What's happened there? And there was a bit of contact then. Maxi has dropped down the order then. Oh no. And Maxi there is parked then. What's happened then to the Ferrari? Both Ferraris are at the back, and the pole start for the scoot area there. Oh dear then. And Maxi is left for session then. And we've got Steve in leading the race. T-Sammy second, Fizzy in third position, Timmy in fourth position. We've got Hog is in 11th position at the moment. Josh is into a very strong 10th position at the moment. Hog is all over the back of him at the moment, so he come down the back straight as well. And here they are then. Look at them zooming past me already then, as we are now coming up to the first lap as well. But Maxi is out of this race at the moment, and I'm wondering if he just disconnected. Hopefully he'll get himself back in pronto, which would be good stuff indeed, that won't it? So Maxi is the biggest loser off the grid. He's down 18 positions there. The biggest mover though, I think, has to be Hog, and that also has to be Gaz as well. Into the pits there is Mason there. He's damaged the car. He also had a Ferrari damage as well, didn't we? And I think it was Rizzle Stick said. So we got a car in the pits already. Mason there, good qualifying there, but unfortunately has damaged the wing there, and he is in the pits now. That's a big blow, isn't it? And look at the, oh my goodness me, oh my gosh there, and look at Josh there. And Josh there is it is Josh there, isn't it? Of course, it's the time in the screen there. It's all kind of and Josh is ghosting there. Oh my goodness me, now fully misjudged his braking point, but so now we got a double. He's in 40 position there, and Hog has got on the outside of Josh then, as Maxi is joined back in this session, but he's down in 18th position at the moment there in the Ferrari, as don't worry guys, T Sammy is still in second position at the moment there, so don't worry about that. All you fans of the all you fans of the champion T Sammy, he is still in a third position as well. Mason is not leading the moment then, but he has just come out of the pits there. It's unfortunately he's had a bit of a torrid start, Mason, hasn't he? Steve is still leading there with T-Sammy in second position. It's a golden opportunity then with Maxi on major issues there and dropping down into 18th position. It's a golden opportunity now, isn't it, for the championship protagonist Steve and T-Sammy there to really make a fist of this now. There's look at this then. So now we've got Matt then, who's all over the back of Timmy then. We've also got Roscoe also in the wheel tracks as well. We're on board now, as hopefully the intervals there will sort themselves out, and we'll be back up to and then we'll also be back in, all singing, all dancing, and we'll know what's going on then. Look at this, Roscoe definitely knows what's going on at the moment, doesn't he? He's right under the gearbox of Maz. They go into 17 and 18 now then, and look, we're in the final turn as well. DRS will be enabled at the end of this lap then, as we're on lap 3. No, I think we're on lap 3 now, aren't we? I think we are there. So look at this, as Roscoe is gaining. He will not need the DRS. That yellow flag then is one of the Mercedes has come across for. It's a Val has had an issue there. The final final turn then, and now then as Roscoe is past Matt, moved up into a 5th position there. Matt down to 6th position then. What's up to Val then? As Maxi then, who is just coming back into the race as well, but he was, but he's just let Val behind go through there, so I'm wondering if there's an issue there. And now then Maxi, now there's DRS available there. Then look at this, that is Maxi there. It's a lot side by side with Val. He passes Val, moves up into 16th position then as well, and look at it as Val jumped down the order. I'm not sure what's happened to Val, but remember he's on the hard tires and he says he doesn't want any damage, does he? Of course, that's going to really be a really big problem there in the race. And we're on board then with JJ, who's having an awful problem there going through a turn. I think that's number 6, wasn't it? Yeah, a lot of understeering that Williams at the moment there, JJ. It's a big opportunity there for the Williams team today, because at the moment Josh is looking on it like a car bonnet, isn't he? He's doing a great job out there. And can the Williams team, look at this, how is Roscoe is flying. He's got a great race trim on that Red Bull package. He is, however, to 4th finish there. Brilliant start there for the Red Bull driver. And now then he has got 1.5 seconds there, just over 1.5 seconds to himself, and to Fizzy as well. As now we've got Alstor, who's on the medium tires, and he's the highest on the medium compound tire. He is going to get very interested. Look at this, as Petty's off the circuit. Petty is off the circuit, and as now we've got Gaz there, and also we've got JJ as well, all over the back of each other. Goodness me. And we got PB in 12th position. Doubles over to look at Roscoe. He is flying at the moment, isn't he, in the Red Bull? He is he's really tearing up the timing sheets at the moment. Good stuff indeed there for Roscoe then. And now then is Aztog got by Hog, but now this is the switcheroo, isn't it? This is DRS then, and look at this, and he's gaining. Is Hog going to have a lunge down into turn 1? Oh! So what's happened then? And CSF for session there. Oh dear, CSF for session there. And look at this, and what's going on here? Oh no! And Mason's for session as well. There's some issues going on then. Major issues here in this race, and then I think there's a mass connection here. There is. Everyone's leaving the session. Oh goodness me! This is appalling. And CSF for session as well. Sammy is still leading at the moment. And I don't know what is going on then. This is a big blow indeed then, isn't it? Oh no! And there's Roscoe's there for session. Well, everyone is leaving the session here then. We still got a couple of drivers left in this race, but I'm not sure for how much longer. So T Summerston in the race, so is Fizzy as well. Matt is also in the race still as well, but I think Steve has left. Steve has left, he's a ghost. Now we've got Sprint, who's now into a 4th finish as he passes Sprint, and this is not good at all. So there's a lot of this is not going on at all. I'm just keeping on the chat then to see what is occurring then. As we've had a Hog, we've had Josh, we've had C as well. We've all got it then, and that's not good at all. So Asdog is still carrying on then. At the moment, Timmy's also out of this race as well, and we've also lost Roscoe then. And this is not good at all then. Yeah, it's oh dear. As now we've got Roscoe at the moment then, who's I think he's also out of this race as well. So is Timmy at the moment. Are they gonna? Is it gonna be a restart, or are we going to? Is this gonna be a restart, or is this just carrying on then? Oh, keep an eye to see what is going on then. And just on board then with double at the moment, is we're migrating host and his Matt is left for session as well, and I think we are going to be migrating the host and his Fizzy's got a 10-second penalty then. So then I'm just keeping an eye to see what is occurring, and we'll be back in the hopefully. Oh, look at this as well. So yeah, so oh gosh, we've got cars strewn across the circuit at the moment, but I think it's a restart. And as Matt is saying, yes, we are restarting then. So yep, we just keep an eye and wait for a notification to come up as well then. So that's a bit it's a bit unfortunate, but at the same time then I think that it's a reprieve, isn't it, for the Ferrari drivers, isn't it? Or are we going to start where we left off then, perhaps then? And so I think I'm just having to read then. I'm not sure if there's a PSN issue or what, but Fizzy is still signing then, but just taking a look to so we still got PB who's flying out there at the moment, isn't it? Good stuff indeed there from PB. Of course, this race is null and void now then, and just waiting to get confirmation of when the new session is ready, and we'll be back on. But Josh cannot get back in, unfortunately, and then this is going to be a big blow indeed. And so we've got a bit of turmoil here in IRC at the moment tonight. Of course, with a PSN there having a couple of gremlins there, isn't it? And which is a bit of a shame, really, isn't it? Because that was turning into quite a interesting racing development, wasn't it? So Asdog there is at the moment enjoyed himself. He's having a third now. Good stuff indeed then for Asdog. as I am just now waiting for a just as Arsdog is now up into a beautiful second position. Good stuff indeed there for Arsdog. But I wonder if he's just getting some more laps under his belt there, isn't he? Arsdog is. As I gotta say, he's done a lot of laps tonight, hasn't he? On those medium tires, he's loving the yellow stripes, isn't he? Those yellow stripe Pirelli medium tires tonight. Good stuff indeed there for Arsdog. He's up in the second then, but I'm not sure if we're going to have the start of the if we're going to have just the. If we're going to have just the like restart of where the grid is, or if it's going to start as it is, and we'll find out then. And oh dear, this is it's a big shame though, isn't it? I'm absolutely disappointed, like, because that is not good at all. There, it's Gareth saying it. We're doing a new session then. Good 17 then. We've also got Bro Grilla there, a former IRC driver as well. And just saying, just saying hello, Bro Grilla. Hope you're well. As we've also now getting a migrating host as well, then. As now I've got a notification, and of course so we got a bit of a race delay here tonight, and which is I got to say kind of adds to the drama, isn't it? I love it. This is such a shame. It really is, there, isn't it? Because I was feeling that we've been robbed of what was turning to be an absolutely great race. Of course, this is not also we also have a couple of issues in the real world Formula 1, don't we? Of course, we have red flags and things like that. Remember, we had 3 red flags in the Tuscan Grand Prix, didn't we? And that incredible race there. So yes, we've had stuff like this before then, but we've got to keep an eye and see. And we've got to keep an eye and see what the grid will be then. But yes, when all the drivers get back in, hopefully they can all get back in as well, because they're all reporting some issues there of connection issues and all that kind of jazz. But hopefully we get all 19 drivers back in, and we can get back on it like a car bonnet again then. And of course, that's going to. How is that going to change the racing dynamic? I hear you are saying. Well, I think it will affect some drivers more than others. Then, but of course, they're all professionals, aren't they? They'll be keeping in the zone now, and just making sure that they're all nice and loose, and just making sure they don't have any outside distractions. Then. And so as I'm just keeping on the chat really, just to make sure that I ain't missed out on anything. But of course, which I probably have anyway, to be fair, because I do miss out on quite a lot of information. Which to be honest, is my fault really. I need to I just really need to listen more, don't I? Anyway then, but yeah, we're hoping that the drivers can get back in as well. I was really enjoying that race. It was brilliant stuff indeed. Then absolutely fantastic racing up to that point. Then, but of course, I was still going to have 27 laps around here, so the lap distance will not change there. Of course, then. We will still have 27 laps in the court, and I'm wondering then how the grid is going forward. Then I think it will probably be the same grid then we have from the race as well. So Ferrari drivers are going to be absolutely happy with this, aren't they? And I think Val might also be happy as well then. Unfortunately, I know Josh is reporting he's got some major issues there with his interwebs there, and he's struggling to get back in. This is not good at all, though. We've got 12 drivers in at the moment, then, which is good to see. But we would like to see the full allocation of the 19 drivers if possible, because that is what we want here tonight, isn't it? Because it's going to be very unfortunate. Because Josh was doing a great job as well for the Williams team, wasn't he? He was absolutely flying out there. He was on course for maybe the Williams' first point of the season as well. The Williams team have only got 6 more races to do it. They do not want to go the whole season. So we do not want to go a whole season without the Williams team not be able to score a point, because that would be absolutely disappointing then. We're still having a few gremlins at the moment then, so bear with us folks there, and hopefully we can have a race coming to you in just a few moments time as well. But it's not looking good there for a couple of drivers there who are still having some issues there as well. Just seeing that Josh is having some major gremlins there, isn't he, which is such a shame now. Harry saying can't you do a custom grid from quali? I think we can, yes, we definitely can indeed there, and they might just take, and they might have just take the qualifying result as well then, which is great for Ferrari, isn't it? But it's not very good for drivers that have done a very good opening stint of that race there. I was just surmising, of course, then, but of course I think that's probably the fairest way to do it, I would say, isn't it? Just take the result there from final qualifying and just throw them on the grid then as well. Josh saying, well, that's the PS5 for you. Yeah, I got to say, I was sitting in the queue for ages this morning. Unfortunately, I had to go to work, so I gave up, and then unfortunately I lost connection, and that was that really. So yep, that was the highlight of my day really. So there you go. Oh well. I don't think there's because T-Town there is just I think he's just having a bit of fun at Maxi there, as he was telling Maxi to leave because of course they are championship rivals, aren't they, in the IRC World Championship this season 8, of course, and really and it's going to get very it's going to get very interesting indeed, isn't it? Towards the end now, this is a bit unfortunate though, isn't it? Because I'm disappointed about that, because up to that point we was only on that 5 or 6 there. We hadn't even gone to the pit stop window yet. It was really primed to be an absolute epic race, wasn't it? But this is a very disappointing indeed. But I'll keep you up to date as much as I can. Anyway, then, so whilst we're still waiting to see what is occurring, then after this race, then what I hear you ask, how is the calendar shaping up? Then, of course, this is the random calendar this season. Is that Russia is tonight? Then, but to next week we go to the Temple of Speed. Then that is the Italian Grand Prix in Monza, isn't it? Looking forward to that one. Then we go to Mexico for the Mexican Grand Prix, and then we go to one of our personal favourites, is Canada for round 20. Then that could be the Wall of Champions as well. Might if we change session up, I'm just having a look. I think I'm still in the same session. I hope I am. Yeah, I'm still in the same session. That's all good then. I just did something filter up on my phone then, which got me very worried then. But nope, that's okay. Yes, of course, we go to Canada, don't we? For round 20, and who is going to hit the Wall of Champions? And that's going to be a perilous race indeed. Then we go to Austria, and that race usually has a few frills and spills, especially with the weather as well. We was talking about rain at the end of this race tonight as well, and of course everyone's on soft tires in the top 10. That could have been an extra curveball as well. Before the final race is actually in the Jewel of the Desert, isn't it, in Bahrain, and that is usually one of the best races of the season then, and I think that's great stuff indeed then. As we've just heard then that Matt is going to call it at 25 past, then, which is such a shame, isn't it, really, because that is a big blow, isn't it, for the likes of T. Sammy and Steve there from a sporting context. But of course, from fairness then, of course, I think we cannot have a race there, can we, without the full grid then. As we got Josh there, who's saying he can now log in, so that's good stuff indeed then. So hopefully we can get back in. We've got a couple more drivers in now. We have added an extra 2 in the last minute or 2, so this is starting to look more positive, I think. And we've got to be positive Pete's here, haven't we? And of course we got 5 minutes so before we are calling it. And if we do call it that, I'm not sure if we're going to postpone the race or if it's fully cancelled then. And if that is the case, then we're going to have 21 races in the IRC season, which is a big shame, really, isn't it? And which is as Josh is asking then that he can he would like his point, really, wouldn't he? And that's such a shame now as well, because Josh was really in the mix, wasn't he? We're now getting drivers back in the session now as well. Good stuff indeed then. So yes, I think we might be on the custom grid then. How it qualified there, so it'd be the qualifying results then, not where they were to the end of lap 5. I have surmised then as well, as just keeping an eye just to make sure that I'm still very much in there as well. Unfortunately, Timmy's having some major issues though, as he is struggling to get back in the session at the moment, which is such a shame then. And we're just waiting then for the final couple of competitors as well. We're now up to 16 drivers then. 3 more, fingers crossed we can get 3 more back in the session. And yes, and then we'll be back going as well then. Unfortunately, Timmy there is still having some gremlins on the McLaren there, which is a big blow indeed, isn't it? And it's just taking a quick look as well. And we've also got a comment as well then, and hopefully that will come through in just a few moments time then. And we will be going then, even if at the moment we're missing Roscoe, Timmy, and Steve at the moment now. And Roscoe, and that is 3 big names that are missing, aren't they? That is so that is going to be a big blow indeed at the moment now. But we're still waiting for those drivers to come in then. Hopefully they will, because Steve, of course, still contested for the championship, isn't he? Roscoe's in a fine run of form now, and of course we have also got on Timmy there as well, who's also been on some good form as well lately as well. But yeah, we'll wait and see then. So it's a bit of a delayed start here for the Russian Grand Prix, but hopefully we'll get there in a minute. And of course we will be I'm hoping that we still have a bit of rain at the end of the race because I was really looking forward to that rain there. It really spiced up a race too, doesn't it? Unfortunately we've never had rain in the real race of the Russian Grand Prix, have we? And I think sometimes we would have liked a bit of rain there in some of the races in the past. So I gotta say, it's not my favourite race in the world, the Russian Grand Prix is, but there you go. No, I think there was a practice session that was affected by rain one year, wasn't it? I can't remember if was it 2015, something like that, wasn't it? Roman, I think I was there. Grosjean on a big old smash at that turn number 3 in his Lotus before he joined Haas, didn't he? But yeah, it's not looking good there for those 3 drivers at the moment there, as they are struggling to get in at the moment then. But we do have a couple more minutes then, and hopefully we can get some racing going in just a few moments time as well then. But I think that's another today though. I think that this is a day like today that would really have helped the likes of championship standpoint. Steve and T Salmon there were leading first and second, weren't they? And really looking strong there. Maxi was right at the back, wasn't he? After I think him and T Salmon were very close together, weren't they? And they did come to blows at turn 5, I think it was, wasn't it? And then Maxi dropped right to the back then, but I think he disconnected at that point before coming back in. Yeah, Max was definitely very much on the back foot. He would have, I think, he would have come from back through the field and scored some points, but I don't think he would have been able to get into the top 3 then. And as we're just waiting for 2 more drivers now, because it's starting to look okay at the moment then, but hopefully we'll get back in now as Timmy is just starting, I think, and now we'll be back on in just a few moments, I'm hoping. Then I've got every part of my body that I can cross: my hair, my toes, my fingers, my knees, anything else that I can cross, there's all crossed at the moment. As Timmy's saying he's got a red X next to his name then. Doesn't that red X colour pop up when you've got when you appearing offline or something like that, which I never do, of course. Sometimes I do actually, because I'm very antisocial most of the days there. Is yes, being IT and all that, that's the reason why I got into IT, so I didn't have to talk to people. But I'll give you an update in just a few moments time then, before we get back on that track. Then we've got 2 more drivers to go then, and I'm just holding my breath then as well. We've got a lot of gifts going on, by the way, and I gotta say there are some fantastic gifts. I do love a gift. Would be really good stuff indeed then. Timmy, I think there's some good news. Timmy looks like he is ready to get going, and I think that we're still missing 1 person now, and I'm just keeping on to see who it is then. But so that is good news indeed then. Well, I've got to say there's a lot of trolling going on in that chat then. Good stuff indeed then. But yeah, I think that we've got 17 cars in the session at the moment. And who are we missing then? I think we're missing so we've got the McLaren missing now. We've also got a Haas missing as well, Steve then. So hopefully Steve and Timmy can get back in and we can get going then. And of course we want both those drivers in, because both those drivers are major players in this race, of course. And I think we got 1 in. What about the rest then as well? And we are now just so we're just waiting for 1 more driver then, and then we'll be ready to get going as well then. So I think, how is this going to change the dynamics of the race then? I was speaking about this just a minute ago then, of course, about how this is going to affect them, because some drivers would have got into a very good routine there, and a reset would not have helped some drivers. We already mentioned that Josh was quite high up the grid there. Double was also on the outskirts of the points as well, so those 2 drivers are definitely going to be on the back foot now, aren't they? And of course Steve getting the lead there, and T Sam getting second as well. But with the restart, Max is back in there as well, isn't he? So yes, so that is also going to be a big reprieve there for the championship leader. Of course, sometimes there is just a bit of luck there. Really does help you win the championship. Of course, remember Rosberg in 2016. I'm not saying he won the championship by luck, but he kind of did, didn't he, with that engine failure for Hamilton back in Malaysia. But that's just the swings and roundabouts then of the of Formula 1 is that we got all drivers back in then, and that is great stuff then. So we are now just getting the grid ready and set then, and hopefully we'll be away in the next couple of minutes or so, and we'll have more action out on track then. So it's going to be a prolonged race then here in IRC tonight. We might be touching around about 10:15 tonight then. So I hope that you've had your I hope you've got some energy left then, because this is going to be a good one indeed, isn't it? So yeah, the grid is just being done now then, and we'll be back in just a couple of minutes as well. And thank you all for staying with us as well. It's been, like I say, it's been a true pleasure, this one, hasn't it? Good qualifying, and now hopefully with a great race coming your way in just a jiffy as well. Just a reminder, the drivers in the constructor standings, and whilst we got this, whilst we just got this pause, then in the moment it is Max who's in, but he's only got a 25-point advantage now over T Sammy, who's second. Then if T Sammy wins and gets the fastest up, he will Max doesn't score, he will overtake him in the championship. Steve is 46 points back at the moment, and he's in third position. Sprint is in fourth position now, 52 points back from the leader there. And those top four, I think, are still realistically the only top four that got a chance of the championship. Roscoe on 120 points back then. And unfortunately, I think Roscoe's brilliant of form. It's coming too little too late then, but kind of a strong end to the season as well. We've already mentioned Real Six's amazing performances in the last couple of races, so brilliant stuff indeed. Constructors is still AlphaTauri, leading from Alfa Romeo, who've jumped in front of their Italian colleagues Ferrari, and they are down into third position as well. And of course, Alfa Romeo, formerly known as the Sauber team as well. Then, as Matt just mentioned, a very good point now. Of course, you must start on the tires which you selected on as well, so no changing anymore there. Of course, you don't want an advantage, of course, because you will know how those drivers perform then. So we're now getting back into the race as well then, as of course we are now 9:30 then. Unfortunately, we was robbed of a great start last time, but a great couple of ups then. But let's see how this one goes now then. Hopefully no more disconnects then. Fingers crossed then that we get a full 27 laps around here then, or as close to we can as possible, because we never know, we might have to go to half points then. Ooh, that'd be good, wouldn't it? I think the last half points race was actually back in 2009, wasn't it, when the Malaysian Grand Prix, when we had a bit of a deluge, didn't we, on lap 32 or something like that, wasn't it, where the safety car came out, and that was the end of proceedings as well. And of course, Jenson Button was winning that race as well at that time. Look at the beautiful scenes here in Sochi as well. Of course, this is the scene in the Winter Olympics, wasn't it, back in 2014? This facility around here is absolutely amazing, aren't they? Look at that. Brilliant stuff. I have no idea what the what any of those buildings are. Is that a football stadium there? I have no earthly idea. It looks like a football stadium. It looks like one of I think there's a big old football stadium like that in somewhere in Asia, isn't it? Is it in the J League or the K League? I don't know. Or isn't it called the Saitama Stadium? Well, anyway, I'm going well off the grid there. As you can see, once again, it's a beautiful day here in Sochi then, as we're going to have a restart as well then. So as the time is ticking down then, as we get back racing here in Sochi, and not a moment too soon, is there? So a bit of a delay here, but of course I'm glad you've all bared with us, and I'm glad that you're still with us as well. And of course I would like to hear your predictions for the race as well. That'd be absolutely brilliant stuff indeed, wouldn't it? I'm not going to do my predictions, of course, because that'd be very unfair, because every time I do, someone usually ends up in the wall. Right then, as you can see then, we're now ready to get going. The final countdown is on. I can hear Europe ringing in my ear, and you can see then, here we go then, and as you can see, it's the original grid from the original start then. And let's go through the grid then from front to back as well then. And here it is then. So we got, well, they're meant to be on the same tires they was before for the top 10 especially. Well, I'm sure that we had a hard, tight runner there, but I can't see him, so I'm not sure what's going on there. But maybe that doesn't apply to the full grid. Right, pole position there, Maxi. Alongside him is Steve. Steve was in this race last time he was racing here, wasn't he? With T Sammy in third position, Matt in fourth. Fifth position now is Fizzy. Sixth position is Roscoe. He was flying up until that disconnection, wasn't he? He was really cutting through the field like a hot knife through butter, wasn't he? He's in sixth. Sprint in 7th position, Timmy in 8th position, Mason is in 9th position, and 10th position is Rizzle 6 as well. And Broke Griller, Maxi for the race win there for Broke Griller. And of course, that's definitely a safe bet, isn't it, for the Ferrari driver, but he needs to get off the grid, doesn't he? Asdog in 11th position on medium tyres, Penny is in 12th on soft tyres for Val. And I'm sure he was on different tyres though in the original race, but he's gone to soft this time in 13th. Josh in 14th position there on medium tyres, Double in 15th medium tyres, Hog 16th going for an aggressive strategy, 17th is JJ, and we've also got PB in 18th, and I'm sure that PB is also on different tyres as well, but then again that might be me being wrong there. 18th for PB, and Gaz is in 19th position as well. Those are, oh goodness me, Mason and Timmy has got disqualified. Those are the grids. That is the grid then for the start of the Russian Grand Prix then as well. Of course, it's a bit of a longer Russian Grand Prix. You can see the strategy is almost identical, isn't it, from soft to medium or soft to hard there. So that really just shows then that the hard tires is probably not going to be used, is it, in this race there? It's going to be either soft to medium or medium to soft tire then, isn't it? But of course, the question is which way round it's going to be quicker. Well, we're going to have to find out, and we were just watching Jade at the moment, who's the last of the runners, not on the grid, but on the track itself. As you can see, he's back in there. He's trying to step out then, as he is now then coming up to the back of Gaz as well then. Right then, here we go then, 27 laps then around Russia then, and this is of course this can be a very difficult race. Well, I wonder if there's still rain in the air after this delayed start, and that is going to be a lot of questions need to be answered for me, and of course hopefully we'll have a full race and those questions will be answered. And once again we have a lovely shot there of the rears of these racing drivers as well. Anyway then, as you can see, yellow flags is fluttering then, and of course there is now, we're just waiting for those lights. There they are! We have 3, we have 4, we have 5 lights here in Russia, and we are racing! Yes, we go here in Russia, and this is the second race starter, and Max gets away much better this time. It's a perfect starter. Fizz is already past man and going into turn 1 then, and look at this, it's already, oh, it's a smash in the back, it's a smash in the back, and it's Josh who's out of this race, and he has ripped off the front wheel of the car, and it's well, last time it was a brilliant start, this time it's a messy one, and Asdog there, who hasn't got any damage whatsoever. Josh is out of the race then. His incredible start last time out has come to nothing, and we have a safety car right from the get-go, don't we? And Maxi got away sublimely well this time around, didn't he? Fizzy in 4th position there. He's got past Matt, who's down to 5th then. Roscoe in 6th, Sprint in 7th then. Timmy 8th then. Rizzle up to 9th then. Mason dropping down into 10th position as well. Hog up 5 positions. He is up to 11th position there. He's gone up. He's the big mover along with Gaz as well, as unfortunately Josh just comments saying he's done then, as he is out of the Russian Grand Prix. Gaz also up to 14th position, up to 14th as well then. Just trying to look to see, we got PB with damage there, as I'm just trying to look to see who else was involved in that incident then, as we didn't see, we just seen at the back there, we've seen the Alfa Romeo and the Williams spinning around there, but also haven't got any damage either on the medium tires, and but just trying to work out who was involved in that incident. And so Josh there was got hit at quite high velocity there. He lost one of the front wheels there, didn't he? So it was quite a major impact there from the Williams driver. And it's just on board now with Max as well. So those are the position changes then, as we completely end lap 1. I think it's too early for anyone to go into the pits there, unless you've got damage just in the Haas card again, down there. And there is the predictive strategy as well. And as just now as they're coming back into to a start stop as well. Is anyone coming in the pits? I think the only drivers that come in the pits is cars with damage there. We got Mason in the pits then. He does have issues as well, and I think that no, it's okay then. That's just the Penny, as we got both racing points in the pits. We got 5-second penalties for both the racing point. I'm sorry, for Penny and for PB as well. 3 cars are in the pits. Just saying that there is the racing point mechanics. They come to work, and they're going on to the soft tires out for Mason. They're changing those tires. They're changing the nose cone as well, and he's coming back out there. And look at this, the Penny, who hasn't got damage there. So this is a strategy change there for Penny, as he is now going on to these hard tires there. He's got a 5-second penalty, which I think is being served there. So hopefully no major time is lost then for Penny. But now then, change on to those hard tires and back out in a jiffy. And I think that I think PB is also coming out of the pits as well. He is indeed there. There he is. He accelerates away then. I don't think the safety car is going to be for too long. Hopefully we'll be back in at the end of this lap then, or maybe the next lap, and then we'll be back racing then. PB is not leading the race then. That is just the strategy getting around there. But he does have a penalty. You can see, look at that. That's a new part. That's a new graphic system here tonight then. As Penny's also got a penalty as well. You can see the black and white warning flag. That means that they got some penalties. So at the moment, PB then, who's there he is down in the position. And let's take stock, shall we? So we've had 3 cars in the pits, and both racing points are coming in the pits. Mason and Petty. Also in the pits was PB as well. Then Maxi is leading the race. Then a much better start this time around. We have got Steve in second position, T Sammy in third position. We got Fizzy in fourth, and Matt is fifth. Roscoe is in sixth position then, and we got 7th position there for Sprint, 8th position there for Timmy, 9th position is Rizzlesticks, and 10th position is Hawk. That is the top 10. Val in 11th there. 12th position is Gaz. There we have 13th position for Double, and JJ and Astor. They're all on medium tires, those 3 there. Mason's gone to the soft tires then. So I'm just having a quick look at Josh's incident there as well. Then whilst we're just into this breakdown, so you see lights are out. Then I'll quickly describe it to you. Then so Josh has got away quite nicely, and then you can see then we got a racing point around there, and I think that who was behind him? Oh gosh, there he's gone to the side of the Mercedes there, and I'm not sure. I think that might have been Val there, and that is no, that's a shame there, isn't it, for Josh, and he's out of the race, and he hit the side of one of the Mercedes cars, didn't he? And I think it was Val who was quite close as well, because Fitty is was at the sharp end of the field on that start, wasn't he? So that's a shame there as well. So unfortunately then Josh is out of the race, and that is the reason why we got a safety car at the moment then, and but hopefully the safety car will be back in at the end of something. We'll be back racing then. So Max has survived the first the standing start. Now he's got to survive the rolling start with Steve and T Simon behind him, and they're going to have the virtue of the slipstream, and they will have ERS as well, but they will not have DRS. That has to wait for 3 laps then, or within 3 laps I should say then as well. Bernd Mylander is driving the Mercedes safety car at the moment then. Of course next season we're going to have the Aston Martin safety car as well, which is good, very good, isn't it, to see an Aston Martin and a Mercedes safety car. I love that kind of stuff. It gets me very intrigued indeed then. Only guy so we've had 3 cars in the pits. Penny is on the hard tyres, medium tyres for PB, and Mason's gone for an attacking strategy of the soft compound tyres then, as Josh is saying then, it wasn't even his fault then, as the issue in turn 1 there, as it looks like it was very unfortunate that Josh was on the inside there, and looks like and that was just wrong place, wrong time there for the Williams draw. Not such a shame for Josh as well, isn't it? He was on course with the with getting a point there for the Williams team, wasn't he, in the first race. The second race there not gone too well at all then. Josh saying the problem with Asdog and Val, Asdog spun, Val went and came into the back of me, and so we did see a Mercedes there going to the side of him on the Josh's footage there, didn't we? And of course Asdog spun there, but he hasn't had any damage there. Asdog hasn't. Safety car is in at the end of this lap then, and we'll be getting some racing action finally here in IRC tonight. Of course it's been a very long start then to this race, hasn't it? But of course with the second start of this race after some issues there with connections then, and hopefully we'll be back racing on. Instead there, just showing him the nose cone there of the Ferrari as this. He is just reminding T Sammy's dropped down to 5th. What's happening? He's damaged the car! T Sammy's damaged the car! Oh no! And then T Sammy there, this is going awfully wrong now for the championship, for the champion. And look at this, and Steve is not letting up, is he? He is alongside Maxi. Maxi is breaking into the pits. Comes T Sammy, and of course it's swapped around, hasn't it? It's gone from where, it's Rustic's gone for the rear collision, and Steve takes the lead then as he has jumped him already. Maxi's on the back foot, Fizzy's on the inside then as well, and Fizzy's over the second position then as they come dragging down into turn 2 then, and look at this then, so Fizzy's on the inside, he's not going to let up, is he? There's contact there, and Maxi is through and back into second position there. See there, it's going alongside, and there was the Roscoe has passed man as well into turn 3. Ristic's got a penalty as well for the collision there under the safety car, I think that, and man is down into 5th position as well, going a bit wide. Then Sprint now is alongside his teammate, is he going to go through? Not quite wide, and it's almost the constructors leaders. They almost went into the side of each other there. That wasn't good at all, was it? As now 2 minutes all over the back of sprint as well. Rizzo sticks up into a very fine 8th position at the moment there. Hog in 9th and Vow in 10th position at the moment there. Good stuff indeed then. And where does just taking and T Sammy on the medium tires and right at the back of the field then as he damages his car and starts to shade. Now we see him in 5th position as well then, so I'm not sure what happened to Val. I'm not sure what happened to as Doubles got past Val. Val's having issues there. He's dropping right down the order there. He is on his back foot. Val is slowing. Val is slow on the straight then. I've also got Asdog getting past him as well. And Mason is now having a look then as Val then going on the inside then as oh gosh, they're getting very close there, is it, down to the chicane of 13 then. And Mason there is getting on the accelerator there. He is up the inside. He passes Val. Does he? He does pass Val, but Val there is he's on the back foot in the Mercedes, and I'm not sure what's going on with Val. Among Steve has the fast lap racer. He is looking very interested tonight, isn't he, Steve? Goodness me, there. He is very much intrigued in this race, isn't he? Coming through then once again. JJ up into 11th position. Good stuff indeed then. And now then, so we come have a drag right up into turn number 2, and you can see there's turn 1. Then of course that was where we lost Josh, unfortunately. Look in the background, there's Gaz who's trying to who's overtaken as Val's got some major issues there. There's a problem there for Val's Mercedes. He's down on power majorly, and we thought he might have made a mistake out of turn 12, but there's some problems for car 46, isn't there? Hopefully he can regain some speed in that Mercedes, but he's on his back foot and he's now a second behind as well. He's also knocked a bit of the bollard off as well. Aslock's all over the back of JJ, and as I just watched now as well, as Harry is saying, Steve, that's poor in my opinion, as I think that is in I think is that in response to the safety car restart there. As I just watching that, it was Mason there going on the inside. Rizzsticks has had some issues there. He's damaged the Ferrari. Rizzsticks has damaged the Ferrari, then he's on the back foot then as well. Just watching as Mason there is just also hacks on away there. Looks like Val has found some speed in that Mercedes then, so he had a problem there, but he's back on circuit now then. As now we've got PB getting past Gaz as well as we're going down then into 13 then on board with Asdog there, and JJ's doing a fantastic job in that Williams at the moment there, isn't he? Good stuff indeed there. He's on the medium tires along with Dublin. These guys are going to go very long into this race then, and I think the JJ Double and Asdog are going to be causing all kinds of rifts and at the top of the top 10 here. This is good stuff indeed, isn't it? The IRC has now been enabled as well then. So coming through the complete lap 6 into the pits comes Riz 6 as well then. And there he is in the Ferrari, and that's such a shame. And look at this, and Mason there is definitely making sure that Asdog is keeping on his toes as well as they go up in our position then. Riz 6 there coming into the pits then. So that's a shame there for the Ferrari. We're queuing on to see what tyres he goes on then. Riz 6 started on the soft tyres. He's on the hard tyres now then. And I've got to say, I'm quite surprised to see the hard tyres, but of course they are coming in the pits very early on, and they probably want to try and go to the end, don't they? Lovely shot here is Asdog there is JJ is off there, and JJ there having some issues, and he's gone into the wall there. It looks like he lost a bit of downforce there, and now we got to Val, who's just got past Mason. Now he's at the inside, passes JJ as well, but Val's gone wide then. And now where's Mason? Mason is now gone up and under. He's passed both of them, Mason is, and he is up into 11th position, and down to 12 goes Val, and good stuff indeed then. Good stuff there from Mason then, and he is now then in 11th position at the moment, and PB has also got past JJ. What a shame for JJ. He was on a great race at that point then. We got Penny, who's very much looking very strong in this stage of proceedings as well. Good stuff indeed. And C is currently in the moment, and he's 9/10 second away from Maxi, and he's in front of Maxi, I should say. And Fizzy in a very strong first position now, on course for a podium at the moment. But Roscoe once again, and look at this. Oh, Penny there is almost misjudged his breaking point now. And a very well avoided there from Penny. Good stuff indeed. That Gaz is right off the circuit. There is he's JJ there struggling, isn't he? And down, he's dropping down the order. And look at this, and Roscoe with DRS, and this is Fizzy. He hasn't got DRS, and that Red Bull is catching him. Oh gosh, as there's a bit of he went into a ghost there, didn't he? I thought he went to the back of there. And look at this, and there's Roscoe, who's and of course we've had a couple of jittery issues there with the PlayStation, with the PSN now, and now Roscoe is all over the back at the moment. There, he's trying to go past Fizzy. Fizzy's gone wide though, hasn't he? Into the pits comes JJ as well. As we're on lap 7 of this race, and we've made more laps than we did in the first race. Then good somebody. Then Mason is now all all over the back of Asdog. He is on soft tires, and as Asdog is hasn't got the pace at this stage of the race set. But of course, there he is on the medium tire. But Double is showing that he's got a lot of pace in that Renault. Good stuff indeed there from Double in 9th position. Great stuff, Ed. And just taking a look down now, and yep, there's Asdog then, as he is trying to keep himself in front of Mason at the moment, because Mason there is very intrigued, isn't he, with that 10th position. And there he is as well then, as I'm going to switch back to Roscoe for a minute then, as you can see then, as Fizzy there has gone defense then, oh, has he gone up in the dirt? Not quite, that is, look at this, and it's very close, isn't it? And we'll just take a look then, and we've also got Mason who's gaining on Asdog as well. Where are they? There they are, just coming into the graphic now, look at them! Oh, it's Asdog there, it's defending them, but look at this, as Mason's on the inside there, and he's forcing Asdog wide then. Asdog will have the inside though, into turn at number 14. Oh, it's a bit of contact, that's damage there to Mason's car then, and yes, it's oh dear, then Mason getting damaged there, and he's gonna have to come back into the pits there, Mason is, isn't he? He's carrying on at the moment, but he's gonna have a lot of understeer, and that is not good for his race at all, is it? And Roscoe is needs to get by Fizzy, because look, he's in the background. Matt is now starting to find his feet as well, and look at Maxi, he's all over the back as they're coming out and into. No, Maxi's up the inside. Maxi's up the inside. Steers going on the outside, and keeps the lead then. Just about. Look in the background as well. It's getting very ferocious for the battle for the final podium as well. Oh, splendid stuff indeed then. And Mason there is still keeping up there with Asdog Moon, and Asdog's just got no pace at this stage of the race, has he? Maxi went a bit wide there, didn't he? And of course, and he's also on the right there as well. Goodness me, then I gotta say, I think they're using the IndyCar line there, because if anyone remembers the racing that they had in America a couple of years ago, I think it was the COTA race. They just didn't seem to care about track limits, did they? Goodness me. I think Maxi and Steve were just using those tactics at them. But look at this, Maxi's now underneath the rear wing there. See they're defending for all he's worth. I would say, oh, he's gone wide though, and now then Maxi then is trying to go on the outside, but Steve there is saying no dice at the moment, isn't he? Oh, good stuff indeed. Then we've also got Roscoe and Matt then all over the back of Fizz as well. But this is the battle for the lead here in Russia. 2 Ferrari power cars going wheel to wheel on soft tires. He's on the inside. He's on the inside. Steve's giving him enough room. There's a bit of contact as well as they go into turn number 18 then, and lap 9 of this epic race then. And look at this. So don't you have that sinking feeling that there's Maxi? He's a shark that smells blood in the water, and he is gaining, and there he is then, as they're coming down into turn 2 then, as a Roscoe's dropped back then, and Steve's got some very good top end speed in that Haas. Brilliant stuff indeed there. And absolutely amazing stuff as well as they come through turn number 3. Oh, Roscoe's past Fizzy, and just as I said, I'm running. Fizzy made a mistake then, and that's a shame for Fizzy, but he's still in a good performance at the moment. But I think Roscoe at this moment in time is a very quick customer, isn't he? Mason's got past. No, they haven't. Look at this then, and I thought, oh, who's that? And that's Val, who's gone a bit wide there as well. And look at this then, as we're on board then with Asdog as well. Then there's Mason there, who is just keeping an eye on Asdog at the moment, and that's the final points position at the moment then. I gotta say, good job there from Mason there. He's got damage to his front wing, but he's keeping Asdog honest, and they are now catching Double then, as it's gone down to 5. It's gone down by 5 tenths of a second in the last lap or two then. Jan is saying, sorry I'm late, good luck guys, and hopefully a great race. It's been a great race so far, hasn't it? Because I'm already got a bit of a I'm already showing my voice already. We're only on lap number 9 in this race. Incredible, isn't it? And we were just watching Mason as well then. But I feel that I'm going to keep an eye on that. But I feel that this is where the action is at the moment. And this is the battle for the lead. Update on T Sam, the world champion. He is currently down in 15th position. He had damage under the safety car, and he's going to have a very tough time now. He might need a safety car to get himself back into this race set, as these 2 championship rivals, Steve and Maxi there, are having a battle royale at the front here in Russia there. Look in the background, Roscoe is not shook off Fizzy or Matt, has he, for the battle for the final rostrum spot as well. And there they are, down the back straight as well. But look at this, Roscoe was just trying to break the slipstream. There is the 2 Alpha Taris in the background, and Timmy a further couple of tenths of a second back as well. And look at this as we're coming across the line as well. Back on board board then with Mason, and on board then with the racing point driver Asdog now as DRS there, because Double is falling to the clutches then. I wonder, Double's really struggling at this stage of proceedings then, and there's some issues there, and look at this as Asdog sides down the inside. Oh, but he's gone wide, and Double's gone back up and under there, and look at this, and as Asdog is going up the inside then, and look at this, and Asdog swooping through, passes Double, and moves up into 9th spot, and Double there, who is, I gotta say, doing a very good job then, and look at this, now he's forcing Mason slightly wide there, isn't he? And so I've got to say, Double was really struggling for pace in the last couple of laps or so. Up until that point there, he was holding his own, wasn't he? And very close to the back of Hogg then, but all of a sudden they have lost some major time, haven't they? Over the past lap or two then, so something's going on there with Double then. He's got all his wings put in the right direction, unless those medium tyres are not the race tyre that we thought they would be then. And of course, there's only 3 drivers on those tyres from the get-go in this race. And then now back to the battle of the front end. We've got 17 laps, and this could be a race. This could be a race about strategy here. And who is going to pull the plug? When are they going to come in the pits then? And who is going to do what then? Of course, then the strategy around here is quite simple. There is the pit window. It's open now. It's medium tyres between now and lap 16. And into the pit straight away comes Matt. He is rolling the dice. He's going for the undercut. We're back. And look at this. So it's Maxi is going for the lead there. Going down. It's when he's on the outside. But see you there. Is not yielding, is he? And of course over Maxi's on the inside there, Steers on the outside. Maxi is taking the lead then at the Russian Grand Prix. Has he got the pace out to pull away there? As a Steer there is right behind him on his gearbox then. But Maxi is through, takes the lead then, and away he goes. Well, you see that the lights in the back of the cars there were harvesting away. Where is Matt going to come up then? Just take a look there as well. So Matt is accelerating away. He's got a bit of track, a bit of clear air there as well. He's out in front of T. Sammy, and that is also a major part of this race. Well, T. Sammy calls Hutton to a pit earlier on then, and that is, I think that's good news for Matt then. So it's got about it's got only a 1.5 second gap between himself and PB. There is PB then, so if he got to get past PB quite quickly if he wants to make hay whilst the sun is shining. The sun is still shining around Sochi. The original race, we was expecting rain in this race. There's no sign of the rain here at the moment. It is a beautiful day in Sochi, isn't it? Double then is now got passed by Mason as well. He's down in 10th position then. Look at this, look at this, so is a Steve Arizona still battling away. Who is going to blink first? And of course, we've already sent Matt in the pits very early on for the medium tyres then. And Steve then going to come in the pits. Indeed he is. He's going for the undercuts here. So he comes into the pits there. He can't afford any mistakes, and that includes a oh, look at this, slowing down as well. Very nice indeed then. So Steve in the pits then. I know where is he going to come out now, and so you can see the pit window is still open then, and you can see the Haas mechanics down the other end of the pit lane, because Haas finished 9th in the construction, I think, believe it or not, in 2019. I still can't believe, because didn't they? So anyway, the Haas team are coming on the pits, are changing those to the medium tyres, and he's back out now then. Hogg also in the pits as well. Asdog is the next car, so I think that really Steve would like to get would like to be in front of Asdog, but that is not the case then, and this is not good at all then for Steve there. So he's going to be behind Asdog, who has done 11 laps on his medium tyres, compared to him, who's going to compared to Steve, who's going to have soft medium tyres then as well. And look at this in the background now as Matt is through that, and what about T. Sammy then is, he also lunges through past PB as well, and of course they're both about to get the job done there. That was critical for their races, wasn't it? Albeit there, of course T. Sammy is on the back foot at the moment, isn't he? But I wonder if he can still surely get some points there towards the end of this race, of course then. The one that we've got Fizzy, who is still giving Roscoe a bit of a squeeze at the moment, isn't he? So we've had early stoppers in the form of Matt and Steve then, who are going for the undercut here. Of course T. Sammy damaged his car under the safety car, and is and of course there is on the back foot then, but do not count out T. Sammy by any stretch of the imagination there, because you can never count T. Sammy. How can you, even when he looks like he was down and out there? He was always back in the thick of things, wasn't he? By the end of the race, Maxi is staying out then, so he is staying out for a couple more laps, and he's trying to extend this stint then, which is pivotal. Is the overcut better than the undercut then? We'll find out. Roscoe is in the pits now. Steve is getting held up by Asdog, and I think that's what Maxi is seeing on his map here. And look at this, Asdog. Oh, there's contact then between Asdog and Steve, and into the pits comes Roscoe. This is valuable time that Stee is losing with the undercut there. Of course, they cannot afford too many laps behind Asdog. And of course, Asdog's not jumping out of the way there because Asdog's got his own race, hasn't he? Mason in the pits as well. We've got Roscoe who's a pit and he's now coming back out now. Of course, he's got a long way to go down that pit lane. And now then Asdog then is now, of course, look at this. It's a drag race. And now Asdog has been overtaken. He's dropped behind Stee and down into position then. Roscoe then coming out in front of Matt then. So it looks like that the undercut didn't work too well there. But I'm wondering what these two are going to do now against Fizzy, who is staying out at this moment in time then. And this is going to get very, very interesting indeed. And yellow flag then. One of the McLarens has had problems. It's a Gaz. Gaz is in the wall, I think. Is he? Let's take a look. Oh, he's had some issues out. Turn 15 there. Oh no, that's not good at all, is it, for Gaz then? And he's carrying on there, but he's going to be a limping, wounded McLaren then for the next part of the race as well. Matt is very close to the back of Roscoe, but he just didn't have that extra couple of tendencies to get past them, the Red Bull driver. And Double there just in front of us, and Double done 12 laps, and Aslick's also done 12 laps. Well, good stint there from both those drivers then. And of course, we was expecting this with being on longer stints to start this race on. That's why they're in the position that they are in at the moment. Into the pits, there comes the race leader, which is Maxiden. Maxiden is going to start on his marks and also in the pits as well. Look, Roscoe, it looks like he's been wrong-footed slightly there by Renault, from Doubles Renault there. And look, so Maxiden, where is Stee then? Stee is only coming into the final turn there. Max is already in and out, and he's already been serviced by the Ferrari team. And I think that this going to be close, and Stee is now coming down the start for this straight. And where is he? There he is then. Stee is passed. Stee takes the lead, then he's done a couple of laps on these medium tires. Is that where the race is going to be won and lost then? And now Max is coming on the pits now as well then. Look at this, he's going to be just in front then. And oh my goodness me then. And now we got to Double, just been overtaken as well as they're coming down the straight. And look at these cars. And now we got Roscoe in 5th position, Matt in 6th, and Double in 7th. And T-Sam couldn't sneak past. And in 8th position, this is going to allow Fizzy then with T-Sam who's also been wrong-footed by Doubles Renault as well. As oh gosh, I've got a I don't know what happened there then, but I seem to have a flicker there. But anyway, we're back going now as well. Anyway then, yes, it's now Fizzy then is right underneath the rear wing at the moment then of the Alpha Tari as well. They fly past me as well. So look at this, it's getting very fruitful here in this battle here. Lovely stuff indeed then, isn't it? Great. As now then is we got Double then, who is not going to jump out of the way. Is he? Of course he ain't going to jump out of the way. Of course, because he is driving his own race then. So the gap is about 2 seconds in between Stee and Maxi at the moment then. But of course Maxi does have younger tires at the moment by 2 laps. Now then is a T-Time is passed. Double has dropped down the order. What about Fizzy as well? Fizzy's gone underneath then Double and it's moved up into 8th position then. Double dropping down to 9th position then. Aston of course is also on a longer tire run as well. Sprint coming into the pits. He's the last of the front runners who is on the soft tires, comes into the pits. Well, McLaren mechanics are also primed and ready, and I think it's for Gaz. It is for Gaz, as Timmy has already been in the pits there. He's down in that position about that. Sprint coming around the pits as well, and so Sprint is going to have quite younger medium tires towards the end of this race and Roscoe is now in a be in third position there when Aston comes in the pits. So it's quite a comfortable race at the moment there for us. But I think that Matt is within, I say comfortable race, Matt is still within DRS then, and I'm quite surprised actually how close Matt is there. And down in the street, come down into turn 2 as well there. Fizzy in third position there with also Sprint in 4th position there. So Matt is still in DRS then. I was misreading the times, that's why. So yeah, Matt is still in DRS then. So Roscoe is not on his own at all. Look at this, and he's got Matt for company. He's also going to have Fizzy for company as well, and T-Sam there, who of course there is going to have to go in the pits, I think, for another run there. No way is those medium tires going to get to the end from this stage of the race there, but I have been wrong before. I probably am wrong. I might be wrong at this moment in time then, but for T-Sam's sake, I hope I am, because he's currently in a good 6th position moment, but he is struggling for pace, isn't he? Hog now into 12th position, and PB in a strong 11th position at the moment, but he hasn't pitted yet. Now Sprint then needs to take advantage with Fizzy being stuck behind T-Sammy. Of course, these two were almost at a dead heat, weren't they, at the Japanese Grand Prix, the moment of the season last season in 7, while at the moment they're just battling for 6th and 7th position at this moment in time here in the Russian Grand Prix as well. So now then it's going over the over turn 14 as well, now into 15 and 16, and look at this. Look at how much time he's losing. Look at Sprint in the background. he is almost in DRS then. The DRS activation zone then is around this part of the circuit then, and he is, oh, he's in it, isn't he? I think, I'm sure that sprinted it then, and of course then, but I feel that Fizzy might have the advantage, but he's getting past T-Sammy. He had a bit of a rough ride out of the final turn then, but now then he has got the run before he's even got DRS. Now he's got DRS. Gas got a 3-second penalty, but but I've got to say, oh, now he's got at the inside. He has passed him, and oh, he's gone wide though. He has gone wide then, and look at this, and it's T-Sammy is back through on the outside, and that is not what Fizzy needed. That is going to be a crucial mistake in this race, I think, for the Mercedes driver. And look at it. Look who's behind now. Sprint is on his tail, on his gearbox, on his exhaust pipe. So that is going to be a major mistake then for Fizzy then. So next time he needs to get the job done quite ASAP, doesn't he? For Fizzy, because Sprint is now all over the back of him, and Sprint has done a lot less on these medium tires. So there, and look, there they are now then. So I think T-Sammy is trying to find a sensible window to come in the pits, go into the soft tires, and then really put some quarter of a lap in. So Steve leads at the moment by 1.3 seconds then. He went for the undercut. That has worked out splendidly well. Max in second position, then Roscoe in fourth position. Matt is now up to fifth then, with T-Sammy in sixth position. He's on the back foot with 57th and a Sprint 8th then, doubling on position. And Timmy is kind of in no man's land in 10th position at the moment then. And now he's in that 9th position there. There he is. He passes the Renault driver. Good stuff indeed. Then Hogg is now also up behind at PB as well. Look at these three cars out all over the back of each other at the moment then, as T-Sammy is still staying out then. Of course, that is not good news for Fizzy. That is great news for Sprint though, isn't it? If Sprint wants to get by, Roscoe is now on the gearbox of Asdog as well. There they are. And so both Alfa Romeos are going to be looking in their wing mirrors going down this straight as well. We're on board then with Roscoe. And look, as a double comes into the pit center. So he's in the pits now then, and let's see what he can do there. Now Fizzy is alongside T-Sammy then, and he's going to brake, and he is through, and that time he is that's a bare pass there for Fizzy, and that needed to be done then. Good stuff indeed there for Fizzy, and now he's up to almost 2.5 seconds behind Matt then. Let's see what he can do if he can get back past it. Roscoe didn't get past that dog there, so that's a shock to me, and that is not good for Roscoe, is it? For Roscoe, is it? Of course, there is a 1.5 seconds at the moment between Matt and Roscoe as well. It's going to be about the gaps in this field is going to be very crucial, isn't it, at the end of the race. There's no penalties at the moment served, only with Penny and with Gazan, so very clean and precise for all these drivers so far. Good stuff indeed then. As I can see then, Roscoe is now got an 8-second buffer between himself and Maxi, and that's not really what Roscoe wanted. He's lost a bit of time here behind Asdog, and in this pit stop phase he is now alongside Asdog. He passes Asdog and moves up into third position, and now he's got some clear air to put his toe down and just get on with the race, and maybe might be able to pick up the pieces there with the battle in the duo of these two here. And there they are then, Steve and Maxi, and look at this, and now Maxi is very much in the DRS zone as well then, as they come out of the final turn then, and let's see what Max did. And Josh is was the first retirement. He's the only retirement at the moment, isn't he? We've got Lucas saying there, let's go T-Sammy. T-Sammy went down in second position now. He's had issues, hasn't he, at the beginning of the race. He's damaged the car under the safety car, and he is on his back foot down in second position. We think he's got to make one more stop, hasn't he, unless he's going to hang it out on those medium tires then. And on board then with Maxi at the moment then, of course, with T-Sammy there on his back foot then, Maxi there is going to be extending his lead again then, as it stands on. If the race stays as it is then, which it potentially could stay as it is then, and I think that T-Sammy would not be looking about gaining any more ground on those old medium tyres then. He might be nursing them to the end now for the remainder of the race then. Maxi then, of course, Steve and Maxi then, I've got to say, have been doing an absolutely great show, haven't they? They've been giving us some all kind of excitement and entertainment in this one so far. Pretty good stuff indeed then. And Max would I think the entertainment's over for Max now. He wants to win history, he wants to win this race, he wants to win the Russian Grand Prix, and extend his in the championship there with only 6 races to go, 5 races to go after this one. This is round 17 out of 22, of course, in the IRC World Championship, of course, and as Matt's got past Asdog as well. There he is then, and there is, oh, we got that was a Ferrari then. We have got Matt in his pass. Asdog then is hanging out then, because he's going to come in the pits and going to the soft tyres now. to the end of the race set. Doubles just going to pit, so is PB and JJ's are there at the back of the field then, but I got younger tires over Rizzle Sticks, and Rizzle Sticks is a point streak is going to come to an end, unfortunately, by the looks of this, unless we have some late drama in this Russian Grand Prix. Do not discount that out, because there's always drama in IRC races, isn't there? So definitely be on the lookout, as Steve then is now still got 210 for a second buffer, if you can call that a buffer. I don't feel I can call that a buffer by any stretch of imagination. Look how close they are going through turn 3 at the moment, but Steve has the high ground. Good stuff indeed then. Lucas saying, T-Tommy, don't come to work tomorrow if you don't get a podium. Oh my goodness me! And then Maxi is on the inside. That's what I get for looking down at the comments there. Oh my goodness me, Maxi is trying to go on the inside there. Steve is having none of it, but the pressure is being very much on the Haas driver now. He's really pushing. See at the moment, isn't he? And of course, Lucas saying, and T-Tommy, don't come to work then. Don't come to work tomorrow if you don't get a podium then. And I've got to say, that's very harsh there from Lucas. T-Tommy's on the back foot anyway, isn't he? It's a yellow flags is fluttering, and there's some issues. It's a McLaren. McLaren has gone off there, and I think it's a gas. It is gas there, and he's had some damage as well. And going back to the battle of the front then, and I think the gas might have actually been getting out of the way then. So good 17 there for gas. I apologise. Back to this battle here between Maxi and between Steve as well. And look at this, and these two are very nip and tuck, haven't they? And as a sprint has got past T-Simon dropping down the order now, isn't he? And I'm wondering if this is the time for T-Simon to come in the pits, put on a set of soft tyres out, and really put his toe down for the remainder for the final few laps of this race. Maxi now is very much once again within striking range of that Haas. But I think he's a bit too far back. I say he's a bit too far back, but look at how much he's gaining there. Steve is harvesting going down into turn 1 there, but Steve's still got very much a quick motor car, hasn't he, going down to turn 2. Goodness me, good 17 there. And look, oh goodness me, then he's going to go on the outside. He is going on the outside to turn 3. Is Steve going to allow that? Is Steve going to allow that as they come out to turn 3 as well? No, he isn't there. No, Asdog and Fizz there are very close. Where are they? Oh my word. Oh, it's Asdog. It's had I thought it was going to have go side by side there, but that's not the case at all, is it? And now then is Asdog dropping down to 6th position then. Sprint is now all over the back as well. Then there's a lot of overtaking all of a sudden in this race, isn't there? We've also got Maxi and Cedar still close together as well. Is that going to come down to penalties at the moment? Because of course we've got a new graphic on the left hand side tire now. Of course the black and white flag means a warning or penalties, don't it? And at the moment we've got Steve with a penalty, and we've also got Scars with penalties as well. And so at the moment, and that will add on to their time now. I think it's a 5-second penalty. And I've got to go back to this front here. Look at this. So Max is on the outside. And look at that then. And brilliant racecraft between both of them. Absolutely fantastic. He's trying to go up and under there. He is up and under there. There's contact. Look at this. He could hardly throw a whisker between them. It's fantastic. And he's now on the outside. Oh my word. Therefore he's going into the wall. Brilliant stuff indeed then. And now C is back in the lead. And he takes he is repelling Maxi as best as he can. And this is brilliant racing then. Lap 21 out of 27. We've got 7 laps to go then. And C has got 7 laps then to make sure he doesn't put a wheel wrong, to make sure that he doesn't encourage Maxi. But I've got to say, Maxi doesn't need much encouragement. Look at that. He's got the green bar. He is very close there. And he's going to have a lunge down into turn 2. He is on a lunge down into turn 2. Steve has gone wide then and leaving the door open. And that is brilliant stuff from Steve. Very gentlemanly from both drivers. Maxi's gone up and under just like how he did last time. And he is through. Or is Steve? No, Steve's hanging on the inside. Steve is on the inside. He is on the inside. They're running wide. And at the moment, Steve is still in the lead. Just about. What brilliant racing from both those drivers. Absolutely fantastic. It really is, isn't it? But now then, he's gone up and under. He's going up and under. And Maxi takes the lead of the Russian Grand Prix. And now then, Steve has dropped down to 2nd position. T-Sammy has got past his teammate Asdog. Asdog is really strong now on the 20 lap hard medium tyres then as well. Whew. So then, now as Max has got the pace and to stay away from Steeder, well, Steeder is going to definitely be putting it all on the line now, isn't it? He needs to strike then, and now Maxi then is on the back foot, and once again then these two are going wheel to wheel, and he is down the inside, and Steve takes the lead once again then, and gets it stopped nicely when Max is trying to go up and under them, but he's going wide then, and Steeder just about giving him a car's width, but Steve is now poking his nose into turn 15, he's gone, he's around, and he's in the barrier there, and Steeder is coming come off worse there. He has damaged the car. He has got he's got wing damage there, and Roscoe also passed as well. What a shame then, because that was an absolutely splendid battle right up until then. And now Steeden is damaged the car, and oh no, and that is such a shame that Steeden, who was in the championship fight, and that is a big blow indeed then as he comes into the pits. And Max has now got a 7-second lead at the moment, and T-Sammy is staying out, and into the pits comes Alice Dog as well then. So Steeden is, well, that's such a shame, isn't it? He's in the pits, and he's going to change the nose cone. Alfa Romeo team is also out as well. Steve is going to be on the the soft tires then. Also in the pits is Alice Dog as well then. And look at that in the Haas, just getting to work then, and coming back out in a 9th position at the moment then. And it looks, and that's always right behind as well. Penny is out in 9th position, but doing really well on those hard tires. He came in right at the beginning of the race then. Good innings there from Penny. And now we got Mason in a 10th position then. And now we got Mason in 10th position, and 11th position is Val. We got Steve in 12th position then as well. Look at this, and now then Steve's going to be on soft tires, isn't he? He's going to be a very unhappy chappy about what's occurred there, isn't he? He's dropped right down the order as he's down in 11th position, and he's past Val, and he's now just outside the points. Can he salvage anything for the Haas team and for himself as well? Max is in by almost 8 seconds now from Roscoe in second. 2 seconds behind Roscoe's man for position of Strub before it's from backstage. Good stuff indeed there. Fizzy in 4th position, Sprint in 5th position. Quite a race from Sprint, but he's still in a good solid point scoring position there. T Sammy in 6th position. He is staying out. I think T Sammy is there. He is going to he might have a lot of pressure there from the back of oh goodness me, as Steeder was trying to get past Mason there. He's right underneath the diffuser there. Steeder's got past one of the racing points. He's another meet in the Haas and the racing point sandwich there. Look in the background there. That's Haasdog also trying to get his way back through the field as well and get some points there for the Alfa Romeo team then. So I think it's definitely realistic then. But Penny is 3 seconds in front at the moment. Sprint is very close to the back of Fizzy. No, he ain't. He's past Fizzy and moves up into 4th position. So I say he's had a quiet race then, but he's now on course for 12 points, and once again the AlphaTauri team are going to be on course for the most points in this race as well. They're currently on 15. They're currently on 27 points then for the AlphaTauri team. Good stuff indeed there. Once again then. As Lucas is saying, push T-Sammy, push, and he is in 6th position at the moment, and T-Sammy is only 2.5 seconds away from this battle, so he is definitely close enough to strike if these two come into difficulties, or if they start to squabble too heavily. T-Sammy can strike and potentially get could potentially get 12 points on the board then, but unfortunately for T-Sammy, the race kind of got away from him under that safety car. That's a big blow for T-Sammy as well, isn't it? And for the his championship aspirations as well, because Max is going to be extending this lead then, and he's got a 7.6 second advantage over Roscoe in 2nd position at the moment then. JJ's got a penalty for speed in the pit lane as he is down in 17th position at the moment then, as he is retired from the race, and Steve is now all over the back of Penny. Penny's going very wide there, and Steve there, I think that's I'm quite happily there, and look at this, Penny is now on the back foot though, because also Haasdog comes through as well, and Penny dropping down into 11th position then, and C's next target is 12 seconds away then. He is on the soft tires, but I think that's quite a big effort there, even for Steele, who's going to be very quick at the final stage of this race as well then. Fizzy is now gaining there. He's a second behind now. I think the Sprint now, he'll probably not be looking backwards, he'll be looking forward now, and there is his target, and it's his teammate, it's Matt there, and of course and I'm wondering if there's going to be some team orders here. Of course, technically Sprint is still in the picture, isn't he, for the championship, albeit now it's starting to become a long shot, isn't it, with Maxi once again then, who is leading the race at this moment and going to be extended now then. JJ out of the race then, we're down to 17 cars in this race then. Both Williamses are out of the race, which means that they haven't scored once again, and the Williams team desperately needs some points then before the end of the season. They do not want to go the whole season without scoring any points then. Fizzy is very quick at this stage of proceedings then, isn't he? Goodness me, he's very quick in the midfield, in the mid-section. I wonder if he's got a bit more downforce on that Mercedes then, so it makes so he's more confident through the corners perhaps then, and And he is coming down the back straight as well then, as, oh gosh, I'm almost losing my voice here, goodness me. And so as he's now down, and look at this, Matt is only less than 2 seconds away from sprint now as well, so Matt is also it's not got the best of pace right now, and that final podium is very much up for grabs for both his teammate and for Fizzy as well. Oh goodness me, Fizzy there doing a lovely drift there, but that's not the quickest way around turn 15, is that? And he's still in DRS range, and that's all that matters at the moment then, but he is quickly, well, I would say he's quickly dropping out of it, but he's gained a lot of time then in the 17 and 18. Good corner in there from Fizzy. Mason is now almost, well, it's all over the back of his teammate there. Penny, a big shout out to Penny and for T-Sammy. T-Sammy 20 laps on those medium tyres, and Penny 21 laps on those hard tyres. That's great bit of tyre preservation there from both tyres. Absolutely splendid stuff indeed there. Mason there is, I gotta say, Penny might be on a sinking feeling here, but I think that Penny is probably not gonna hold up his teammate too much. I think Penny's a very good team player, isn't he, in the racing point, and his teammate is on fresher shod medium tyres set as well, and they're only 6 seconds away, as I think Mason almost went to the barrier, didn't he? Goodness me, on the field looking down at steering wheel. He's on a look on the inside of his teammate, but Penny is not yielding, is he? Oh goodness me, as now then Mason there is gone over the curve slightly down. Now he's trying to go on the outside and go on the inside. We're on board with Mason then, but I think that Penny does have the high ground at the moment. Fizzy there is still almost half a second back, and Matt's lost another 3/10 of a second in this lap as well. Maxie's gap has come down to a second in the last couple of laps or so. I think he's just cruising to the end of the race now, isn't he? In the Ferrari. I've forgotten what car he's in, goodness me. But yeah, Maxi, I think he might just be cruising to the end now. But I think the battle interests me the most is definitely the battle for the podium, isn't it? Between Matt, Sprint, and Fizzy as well. Third, fourth, and fifth is going to get very interesting indeed. That is Penny is off the circuit, and he's had some issues there, hasn't he? As I was having a look at the tower there on the left hand side then, and unfortunately I missed that Penny there had a couple of issues there, but yeah, Penny dropping down to 30 positions. He's also lost out to Val as well. Look at how concertina these guys are now coming up now, goodness me. And yes, this is going to get very, very interesting as well before the end of the race, and we've only got 2 more laps to go in this race, so, and yeah, Penny just went wide into turn 12 as I just watched the replay on the stream then, and that's paid out 13th position then. So 9 seconds Mason is behind Asdog, and Asdog is on fresh soft tyres then, so Mason might need as now we've got a great battle between 2 former Sauber, we haven't, then there's Penny's in the pits then, and look at this, Val is now past Mason as well, and Val up into 11th position as well, and there's Mason dropping down to 12th, but Mason there looking very racy underneath the rear wing then, but I think that the job might be done for the Mercedes then. Going back to the other Mercedes, and the job is definitely not done for Fizzy yet, nor is it done for Sprint either, as a Sprint there is very much in touching distance, isn't he, of Matt, and there they are then, as they are now coming down then into the chicane. As we're on the coming up to the final lap as well, as since Steve had issues, since Steve and Maxie came to blows there, I think Maxie's had quite an easy drive then to the end of this race. Up until that point there, it was very frosty, wasn't it? It was a brilliant race as Maxie now starts his final lap of the Russian Grand Prix, and it's been a great race, hasn't it? It's been his toughest win of the season, perhaps, but he's gone for his 7th Grand Prix race win of his career, of the season as well. Been a brilliant stuff indeed then. Jan saying, wow, what a great race. It really has been a great race, hasn't it? And look at this, and look at this, on the final lap then, Matt is going to be under pressure from his team, and then Sprinters out, look down the inside there, but I don't think the Sprint was going to chuck on the inside yet, but Fizzy might chuck it on the inside there, as of course Fizzy is not going to be interested about AlphaTauri's constructors' points, is he? Why should he? He is concerned about the Mercedes on himself, isn't he? As they go into turn number 4, and at the moment, and the high ground is to the 2 AlphaTauri as well. They do have 1 more lap. Steve has got past Hog, and Steve, I've got to say, remember we said, I think it was 11 seconds, wasn't it? Goodness me, Steve is absolutely flying at this final stage of the race then. And we've also got Mason and Val then, who's also swapped positions as well. Good stuff indeed then. As it's Fizzy there, it's just gone slightly wide there, as it looks like he had a lot of understeer there. He's been following this Sprint's car for a number of laps now, hasn't he? So he's got his front tires are going to be very heavily grain there, aren't they? So that's not going to be good at all there for the Mercedes drivers there. Look at this, they're all once again, Constantine up then. Look at this. Where's the Mercedes then? Oh, I was on the wrong car then. I thought that Fizzy chucked on the inside. But Maxi then, brilliant drive, and he's going for his 7th Grand Prix win this season. He's exits the final corner, and Maxi wins the Russian Grand Prix and extends his lead in the championship. That's his 7th Grand Prix win in the season. Fantastic. Roscoe finishes second there. Matt is on the podium. A good strong drive from Matt in third position with Sprint in fourth there. Fizzy in fifth position. T Sammy, what a stint there. 22 laps there on those medium tires. Fantastic stuff there. Timmy very close to the back of T Sammy in the end, but he's 7th there. Steve in 8th position there. Of course, there's him and Maxi had some issues there in turn 15. Hog in 9th position now. That's not in 10th position as well. Look at this. We haven't finished off the battle yet, have we? Because here they are then. Mason in 11th position then with Val in 12th position as well as they come into the final couple of corners as well. Then Mason there might be able to get this final point. He will get the final point. Sorry, not the final point, in the 11th position now. I'm talking absolutely rubbish there. Val in 12th position there. Double in 13th position there. Good drive for Double there, but unfortunately he hasn't got any points to show for it. PB in 14th there. Rizzle Sticks in 15th there. And Penny complete in 16th position. The last car not to be lapped, and Gaz in 17th position as well. There's Rizzle Sticks there. There's a yellow flag momentarily there for the Ferrari driver, Rizzle Sticks, and Penny there, who's coming through in 16th position. But it's Maxi there, 7th Grand Prix win the season there, and I gotta say, he is looking very strong now, isn't he? That is another. He now extends his lead in the World Driver Championship. He had a race win advantage over T Sammy already, and now it's even further. Hog with driver of the day, according to that as well. Lucas saying, nice race there. It was a good race, wasn't it? And of course, there was a lot of action points to talk about as well. And of course, we are still on air because we had to have a restart after some issues in the first race. There we had a mass disconnection there, so there was a restart, and of course it was a second attempt there for Max. You remember Brazil '97 as well, where he had a restart, and it helped Jacques Villeneuve. Well, today has helped Maxi, hasn't it, secure his 7th Grand Prix win of the season as well here in IRC. Fantastic stuff for him and for Ferrari. Well done. And let's take a look at the final classification then from the Russian Grand Prix as well. Maxi there won the race, the 7th Grand Prix race winner of the season. Good stuff indeed there. Roscoe on the podium again. Then Roscoe's having a fine end to his season, isn't he? That's his 7th podium in the season. Brilliant stuff indeed then. Matt is also in 3rd position as well. That would be Matt's 3rd podium of the season, if I'm not very much mistaken. Good stuff indeed there for Matt. Sprint in 4th position. Once again, the Alpha Towers are actually extending their lead in the constructors quite nicely. Fizzy in 5th position. T Sammy, it all went wrong in the safety car. He's 6th today. Timmy in 7th. Steve in 8th position. Unfortunately, him and Maxi came to blows at turn 15. Hog in 9th position. Asdog in 10th position. Mason just outside the points in 11th position there. 12th position. Val 13th position is Double. PB in 14th position. 15th is Rizzle Sticks. 16th is Penny. The last driver not to be lapped then. Scars in 17th position there. JJ and Josh both retired from this race in the Williams as well, unfortunately. And fast as out goes to Asdog. Driver of the day went to Hog as well. Good stuff indeed then. And well, that's it from here in Sochi. A brilliant race here tonight. Wasn't absolutely fantastic stuff indeed there. Of course, we had 2 race starts then, and of course it was a reprieve for Maxi, wasn't after the first start of the Russian Grand Prix. Next up is actually Ferrari's home race. We're at the Temple of Speed for the Italian Grand Prix, and at round 18 of the World Championship. Maxi cannot win it in Italy, but he can definitely position himself for maybe a championship correlation in the Mexican or maybe even Canadian Grand Prix. Join us next week there with more IRC action from Season 8. But from here in Sochi, it's goodbye.